Jones.
Hello everybody, welcome to another episode of Spelunkers, a game exploration podcast. This is episode 2 of our exploration of East 9. This is chapters 4 through 6 that we're going to be talking about here. I'm Chris Bartlett. I'm joined by Tom.
Hi.
Ryan.
Hello.
And Tyler.
Hello.
So let's just start with how'd you guys feel about these chapters compared to the last chapters and just in general? Start with you, Tyler.
4 sucks.
Okay, start with Tom. That's fine. What'd you say sucks?
4. It was drawn out.
Oh yeah, it's
hell.
so bad. Anybody else?
Right now.
Yeah, I agree. 4 sucked. I didn't like a good portion of 5, and 6 was good. 6 was great the whole time. I felt like it was really weird. This was the last time we played chapters 1 through 3. I was pretty hot on the game, and then I just after chapter 4, I really had no desire to keep playing because it really sucked a lot of the momentum out.
Yeah,
It was surprising, and it was the one I was anticipating the most as being good.
Oh, that was the character that you thought was going to be.
Yeah, I thought that was going to be the most interesting character.
Yeah.
And, good God, it was not.
Doll kind of really was just that. Just a doll kind of hollow inside.
Yeah.
Yeah. What we already knew about her before chapter 4 is basically what we still knew, is that she was...
That's why it's funny, you go back to the predictions of what character we were excited for, and Ryan and I were right. I'm just going to point that out.
Yeah.
You were right about your excitement, sure.
And about the best character.
Story-wise, yeah. We'll talk about gameplay in a bit.
Yep.
Ryan, you have any overall thoughts on these 4 chapters?
I mean, they pretty much nailed it. Chapter 4 really drug on for me. Chapter 5 started at the very end to pick back up, and then chapter 6 ramped back up. Man, I am really excited to see where this game goes in chapters 7 and onward with the stuff they set up here in the end of chapter 6. Well, throughout chapter 6 and the end of chapter 5.
Yeah, I feel like those first 3 chapters we were all just, figuring out the game and having fun moving around and fighting and stuff. And then chapter 4 is exactly the same as chapters 1 through 3, but with a really boring character. It's still character introduction stuff. Chapter 5 and 6 are still character introduction, but they're finally moving the plot forward while they're introducing those last 2 characters. Which actually, we have a question from Rob of the Draft Punks, another podcast you should listen to. He asked, you all mentioned previously that the characters are a big draw so far in the game. Has the section started giving compelling narrative payoff, or is it still mostly build-up? My answer is that it's definitely still mostly build-up. What do you guys think? Have you gotten any narrative payoff?
Maybe in a character sense, we're starting to, meeting the other half of the crew, but not in the broader story sense.
Yeah.
If you could picture the Monstrum team as a character, I think that was a payoff of having them finally coalesce at the end of chapter 6 and come together and you finally have that full team. That was a good payoff, I felt, when they were finally we're going to work together and do this thing.
Yeah.
But individually, by themselves, not yet.
Yeah, I agree for sure. We also had another comment from Storage Heater on YouTube. If you leave a comment on our YouTube channel, we'll take that too. We're not going to read the whole thing because it has some spoilers for the end of the game, but it's a very good comment, so you can look forward to that about Jules, who we'll talk about a little bit in Chapter 6. Okay, so we start off Chapter 4, everybody's favorite. We're off to Artisan Lane to investigate some burglaries that are supposedly being done by the Monstrums. So immediately at the beginning of this chapter, you just saved Silhouette, so you get to see what she does, which I was very excited about. She basically just gathers all the shops that you've been finding throughout the town and lets you use them, which is
I think
amazing.
was one of your complaints, right, in the first one. I don't want to run around all over. If they're going to make this the hub, make it the hub. And they did it, Chris.
Exactly.
They did it for you.
They did it for me. Yeah, they actually patched the game after they listened to our podcast.
I wonder if you don't save Silhouette, if you still get her. And I bring that up for something that happens later on.
Oh. After chapter 6, or was it something I missed?
No, within these chapters.
You fuck something up?
I didn't do a side quest, and a character still showed up in the thing. I didn't know I had it. I never popped on my map or nothing, and I guess I just never saw it. I don't really know.
So that's the thing, right? That I
When I
found
lost
out
it.
is if you don't have that area unlocked right away for things to pop up on that message board, the side quests don't appear unless you run
that's probably
past
what
them.
it fucking was then.
Yeah, so when you unlock those extra 2 areas,
Yep, that's probably what it was.
side quests pop up there, but they don't pop up back at that message board.
Yep, I guarantee.
So you got to run around and look, or
Yeah.
at least pop your map up, and they'll still show up
What a
as
bummer.
the green exclamation points. But yeah,
Yeah.
they won't pop on that board.
Well, anyways, a character from Chapter 5 ended up popping up, and that I never did the side quest for. So I'm curious if we didn't do the side quest for a Silhouette, if she would still pop up.
Let us know, people in the listening and viewing world, if you didn't do it.
Yeah. So the first section of every chapter so far is just doing a lot of side quests to unlock the new area. Any side quests pop out to you guys in this section from chapter 4?
One thing I have written down is I know that old man Gundao was a pervert.
I forgot
That's
about
the
that side
bathhouse
quest.
one.
Oh,
yeah,
yeah.
Where you actually first meet Jules.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was like I didn't pay a lot of attention to that because it was very clearly just like, oh, old man peeper. But like
But
yeah,
you
it's the
help
first
him
time
anyway.
Yeah. You do help him anyway. Yeah, you don't have
Let
any
us
other choice.
tell you the best place to look at these naked people.
Peepers help peepers. That's what they say.
And that's the first time we meet, well, who we come to find out is Jules.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, because he's like, you're a fucking idiot. You helped this pervert. I'm going to roll away now. See you later.
Yeah, which it was really weird at the time. It's like, I mean, I figured that character was coming back. The character's a little over designed just to be a one-time thing, but
just
I
love the tag,
never suspected
kid
that
in
that was going to be
wheelchair.
the main character.
Yeah, he has no name. It's just kid in wheelchair.
Yeah, but then also at the end of that quest, and at the end of several quests here, like the bathhouse or the perverts gets cornered by like some kind of rebels, which seems to be where this plot is leading, is some kind of rebellion within the city. And that like it turns out that they were also looking for a place that was a blind spot for the guards. So it's unclear what the peeper old man was after, if he was after both at the same time or whatever.
It was just
or
a
if, like,
ruse.
that faction like hired him as like a I don't know, what would you call it? Like a decoy, basically.
A pretend peeper.
Yeah. What is that
pretend peeper.
faction called? Gallia? Is that the?
Yeah, that's like the original people that lived in that city, I believe, were the Galleons.
Yeah, Galleons. Yeah.
Those are like the people that are in those slums now, too, I think.
Yeah. And the Romans came in.
Yeah, so the only other side quest that I've written down is the first time you can do like a prison break side quest where you actually play as the other Adol, and you can just like completely skip these sections playing as other Adol if you don't do these side quests. Although you would have to do a lot of little like monstrum fights if you skip
I assume
them.
I'm pointing at Ryan, but I don't know that I am.
I mean, you're pointing
What
at
are
a
you
wall.
talking about?
that's
I did every side mission.
fine. Oh, really?
You skipped the dungeon!
I skipped part of a dungeon in one side mission. I
Oh.
still did the side mission.
Did you do the thing where like when you die you can choose to skip the area and keep going?
Yeah. Yes.
Yeah, I have it written down later, but I'm glad that's an option. I never used it because I actually kind of liked the like trap dungeons in chapter 5 and 6. This one was
Yep, I
rather
agree. I have that written
unspectacular.
down as well.
It's just one trap, Tom. You're like,
I know.
it's the whole dungeon.
The fact that you just skipped that whole part just because that one trap. You're like, fuck.
Hey,
It was
I
a
don't
long
blame
day
him.
at work,
You
and I
get
got pissed
frustrated
off.
with the game. I mean, fuck it. Who cares? If
But it's not like he kept dying to it. It was literally one time, like just the first death. Just no fuck.
Hey, I don't blame him.
Peace
at all.
out.
Yeah.
Yeah,
But yeah, I actually enjoyed those. I like the running around just as Adol with your rusty sword, and weird cat Xavier man who
Yeah.
does
Like
nothing.
Xavier
No.
or Xavier.
Xavier.
Xavier,
really? That's
yeah.
how you say it? Did he say
Yeah,
something like that?
He says it. Apparently,
yeah.
I haven't in
I
Japanese.
remember writing the pronunciation down specifically because I was like, really, game? Really? That's how we're going to
Yeah.
pronounce that
I
name?
did the same thing. It was
Yeah.
like, that's not how you would say that, but fine.
Am I the only one playing it in Japanese?
I think
assume.
so. I'm
The
not.
English voice acting is pretty good. I like it.
That's fine.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
It's a Japanese game. I play it in Japanese.
That's fair. If a game actually takes place in Japan, like Yakuza, I will always play it in Japanese. But
I play
Oh,
every
that's
game
funny.
made
Did
in
you
the
play
West
Tsushima in Japanese?
well, no.
Get
Yeah,
outta
that's a
here.
little.
Well, technically, that doesn't take place in Japan. It's sushi mode.
Whatever.
Listen to it in Mongol.
same
I don't
thing.
know.
If it takes place in a city in Japan, there we go.
I got your back.
Thank you. Yeah, so you meet what do you guys? What is that thing? It's a dragon,
It's
kangaroo.
I don't know.
Weird little
I was waiting
dinosaur
for it to like,
creature.
you know, Nino Kuni 2, the stupid snot ball that is absolutely useless.
Lofty?
Okay, but right away, like I'm assuming, like, oh come on, Xavier is gonna turn into this fucking cool thing and fight stuff, and he literally is trapped in a barrel and never does anything so far.
Lofty is a kingmaker, sir. You
Right,
show him some
but
fucking
what
respect.
I am telling you is like it comes off like because of that game, I'm expecting Xavier to come and do something. And he
No, he
doesn't.
just like doesn't by the end of chapter 6. He just pieces the fuck out.
Yeah, he's like, all right, that was fun. I'm gonna go get these guys
does
to not
nothing.
follow you. And
That's at least one thing. He does at least
He
one
does
thing.
one thing.
listen, all right, you find him and he's stuck half in a barrel, upside down. Like,
That's fine.
I will say,
It's
I
like
like
a-
the design. I think the design is super fucking cool.
right,
of
but
that
he's
creature.
literally has a sword, and you have a rusted piece of crap. Like, you'd be better off taking his dagger basically from him and using that.
I'll tell you what. The one big thing that was really frustrating about these sections is going back and playing as Adol in the prison, and just constantly fighting those fucking rats, man. I'm so sick.
Because
of
you got to
those-
keep running down those steps all the way
You
down.
don't have to. You can hit the map button and like
Oh.
go.
Well, I
to
did.
your location. But just fighting those rats and those blobs all the time. It's like fuck. I need some variety up in here, game.
Yeah, I didn't figure out until the side quest in chapter 5 that you could use the map to like skip around because every time I tried to open the map, I'm like, oh, there's no map, and I just exited out. I didn't notice there was a bunch of fast travel stuff there. For a
I
while.
just ran down. It didn't take that long. Maybe
Yes,
3
it
minutes.
did. You had to run
Like
down.
3 minutes.
Prison?
Yeah,
Just run down the steps.
fuck. You have to run down that. It's like a spiral set of stairs, and it just goes down like 7 times. and
Okay,
there's
but
another
at least
set
you're on a
that goes
PS5.
down, like,
I can
3
only
times.
imagine PS4 loading as you fucking just go down half a flight of stairs.
Oh yeah, that would fucking.
I haven't
suck.
timed it, but it's not terrible.
Oh,
Okay.
well, it's
Oh,
like
but going in-
instantaneous on PS5.
Going
It's
in
not
between the
like-
sections would be bad.
It's not like it's nowhere near like Monster Hunter load times.
Oh yeah, that's a lot more to put in though. Like
Yeah, but
these are
that's what I
pretty
mean.
basic.
Like it's not like it's like 10 to 20 seconds if I had to guess
Okay,
of a
that's not
load.
bad.
Okay.
It's
Yeah,
not
that's
Yeah,
terrible.
that's okay.
If you're a pleb.
If you're a pleb, exactly. Thank you, pleb Brian. So you infiltrate the
Gotcha.
prison to rescue Iris, this little girl who's apparently an assassin trying to assassinate Windheim, who's like the leader of the city. I don't remember his title.
Cardinal.
Cardinal? Okay.
Cardinal in time.
Cardinal Windheim. You guys have any thoughts on her? I don't know. She's
I'm not
annoying.
scared
That's
of her.
really all I
Very
have.
scantily
from her.
clad for a little girl.
Yeah.
That's true.
Yeah, what
And that was-
Tyler said.
Really bothersome to me. I was like,
I feel
this
no
girl is
threat.
like 9 years old. Please put some pants on her. It's ridiculous.
Yeah, that's fair. That's all
I don't know.
Yeah.
She's not killing anybody.
Yeah, no, she's.
I
I
was
don't,
kinda
I don't
hoping
think
she'd
she's
be
ever
a-
killed
like
anybody.
a companion, which having like an assassin type skill set would have been cool. So that's kind of annoying, but I guess she still does help you out when you go into the Nox thing or whatever. So it's
Yeah.
fine.
Yeah, she's. I don't know. I don't care about her one way or the
I
other.
don't either. These side characters are fucking boring.
A lot of them are.
At least
probably,
Tito
yeah.
is useful and
Yeah.
That's true.
Yeah, and his sister.
yeah.
Yeah, they're great. They're the only two that like actually matter. Everyone else is like, I don't fuck off. I don't care about none of y'all.
What about the hot nurse? That's not a nurse.
That was the one that I had pop up randomly
Oh.
that I didn't do her mission.
She's in the bar.
Mm-hmm.
I never saw her. I don't know.
She's literally
I don't know how
sitting
I
right
missed
there with a big.
it. I don't know how I missed it. It's super weird. But
That's the next chapter anyway.
yeah, she popped in the bar at the end of or the beginning of chapter 6. And that's this weird thing where Dogi was like, "Oh, we have new people here. You should go talk to them." And I ran all over the fucking bar, and I was like, Who the fuck is new? Who is
Gotta
new?"
go on that other door, man.
And there was some random ass door over on the left hand side in the basement I didn't go through, even though it's like right here on the map. An exclamation point did not pop because I didn't walk through the fucking door.
Well, she's not there to do the mission. She's out actually in the bar.
No,
to
I'm
do the
saying
mission.
when she finally showed up in the bar.
Well, right. She wouldn't have an exclamation point then because the mission's already over.
Oh, you didn't
Yeah,
do
but
that side mission?
I had to. No, I never did the side mission,
Okay.
but she still popped up in the bar, and then Dogi's like, "Oh, we have new patrons in the bar. You need to go talk to them," and it wouldn't let me leave the fucking bar, and I could
So
not.
you don't know her story?
No, I don't.
Well, you just wait.
Anyways, so yeah, you do the side quest to get the Grimwald Knox. You do the Grimwald Knox to get into Main Square, and this is where you finally get to the antique shop. Yufa's like, she walks past and she like kind of passes out. I don't really know what that was about. I guess because she was just in the Grimwald Knox with you. This is supposed to be like your hint that
She's working too hard,
valuable.
man.
Yeah, that was when I knew.
That was what I knew.
She's too busy
She was the
to
one.
tell you that she's on your
I
team.
think I sent you guys a message, and I was like, I'm pretty sure I know who the Raging.
Yeah.
Bull
Yeah, I
is.
don't even
And
think I was at that point yet. and
that
I
was when
said it.
I knew.
I was like,
I'm pretty
yeah,
sure I
is
know
it
who the
her?
fuck it is.
Mm.
Yeah, as soon as you said you thought you knew who it was, I didn't even I hadn't even thought about it, and then I was like, oh yeah, it's probably Yufa, because those are the only two ladies in the game with terrible breast physics, because their breasts are much too large for a human.
Yeah, and they're constantly bouncing for no
Yes,
reason, even when they're
yeah.
standing still.
Why?
To Ryan's delight.
It's super weird. They'll just be standing still and they'll be like bouncing. It's like that's not how boobs work.
Come on, this isn't Dead or Alive.
Yeah.
Come on.
If
So
it was, they'd be bouncing individually.
Well, you gotta up the bounce scale. That's in the options.
That's bad. That's bad stuff.
So in the antique shop, you talk to the two old people who run the shop, and they talk about Anemona, the doll, and they're like, we have her out on display, but sorry, she's not for sale. And I just think all the businesses in the city deserve to go out of business. We talked about the bank not questioning their own employees stealing. This antique shop displays an antique that they are not going to sell. What is wrong with these businesses? They deserve what they get. So yeah,
I bought a fucking knife from that guy at the antique shop.
Oh really? He's selling
Yeah,
weapons.
he's just like randomly was selling knives and shit. I was like,
Is it like one of those? Is it like one of those gift items you can give to?
Yeah, I think so.
Oh.
Okay,
Yep.
that makes sense then.
Have you guys done any of that gift stuff? I haven't really done it here.
Yeah, so what it does
a bunch,
is it levels up your companions'
Like the Nox
abilities within
stuff,
the
yeah.
Nox. So, like one of them makes your SP gauge fill faster, so that goes up from like level 1 to level 2, shit like that.
Yeah,
I think Yufa's the only one I've leveled up twice. No, wait, no, that was the other chick got one too. Never mind. The hairpin. What's her name? Cat lady. Did you give her the hairpin?
Who?
She actually wears it then too.
the white cat. I don't
Yeah.
remember her regular name.
If you can
Christian?
find her a hairpin for her, you give it to her, and she actually wears it.
Oh,
And
no.
for doll, I actually got some sort of dress or something. You put it on, it changes her color to blue.
Oh, I do
that's
have
cool.
that, yeah.
I there's a lot of that in East 8. No physical like appearance changes, but it was all for like advancing your base. Here it seems like it's just for making them stronger in the Nox, which the Noxes have not been hard, so I haven't needed that, but I should still do some more of it just because I have tons of money and nothing to do with it.
Speaking of the Nox, do you like just to kill the waves, or do you like go destroy all the stupid stones?
Waves.
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 Yeah, I
Stones
don't really
fucking
like the
suck.
stones. They're kind of dumb. But the nice part about that is you just kill all the enemies, and the boss shows up. You just kill the boss. You don't have to worry about
Except
the
for
stones
that
anymore.
one where you can't kill the boss because it's like level fucking 80.
What?
Which one was that?
The
Was that one
at
of the blue ones?
Coliseum. Did you do the one at the Coliseum? So you unlock part of, I think it's in chapter 6, you unlock, because you technically have 2 Noxes that you can unlock within a given area. You have like the first Monstrum Nox or whatever, and then you have a second one, and I can't remember the name of it, but it basically completely opens up that area.
The Eos Nox, the little bluer.
Yes.
Yeah.
Thank you. Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah,
I
so
haven't
you
done a lot
have
of them
to unlock the Eos Nox, and one of them goes to the Coliseum, and in the middle of the Coliseum is a level 80 monster that you cannot fight. You have to just go around and destroy all the crystals.
I don't know.
Interesting.
The only one memorable boss I remember is the giant fucking goat head.
Well, it's similar to in Chapter 6. You know, you have to kind of evade the level 90 dude that's in the middle of the hallway.
I mean, I attempted to kill him several times, but yeah.
Yeah, I attempted to kill him for like a second. It did not go well.
I tried more than that, but
Well, do you guys have the map completely unlocked?
I don't know.
No, I have not been doing like the blue ones. I
Okay.
did one of them.
Yeah,
Yeah,
so that's
exactly.
that's what it is. It's the blue ones. They unlock the rest of the map. There's parts of the map that are still locked out to you guys then.
Mm-hmm. Certainly, I don't need a platinum trophy.
Are you going for the platinum trophy? I still haven't looked at the trophy list, but I'm guessing you have to replay the
I
game.
haven't looked at it. I don't think I'll get it because I didn't do all those side quests. But
right.
I still want 100% the map just because that makes me feel good about myself.
Yeah, I honestly, when we played the first 3 chapters, I was kind of planning on it, but I'm just playing so many games now that I haven't been making time to do all the side. I'm doing all the side missions that I find, but not all the find the graffiti.
I started skipping all of the cutscenes during the side quests because I don't give a fuck about them. So
damn.
Yeah.
So even if you did do the nurses one, you wouldn't know what's going on.
Correct. Yeah.
Right. So you go to the West Gate because you track the actual thieves there, but you can't get out. Surprise, surprise! And then somehow miraculously, right at this moment, the full moon Nox happens, and when you beat a full moon Nox, you get access to like an outside part of the city for reasons.
We left the city.
Yeah, we left the city. Yeah, we guessed about that last week.
Didn't you?
I was the only person who said yes. We're leaving the fucking city.
Mm-hmm.
So
yeah, as we left the city, I'm like, well, that didn't hold out very well.
But are you really leaving the city? Because then there's another gate on the outside.
Yeah,
like this just
I mean,
means like
you're leaving the city proper.
but you're not leaving like the township.
Well, I don't know. I mean, I would count it. It counts because at first when they're like, "Oh, you can't leave the gates at all," I was like, "Oh, great! This whole fucking thing is going to take place in the city." But the fact that we got to go through the gates was like, "Okay, that's good
But
enough."
speaking of going outside the city, I hate the fucking map there, and it's super confusing. Like,
Okay.
in like chapter 5, I think you got to go up and to the left to do something, and I'm like going, and I keep looking at the map. I'm like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
How do I get over there? If I'm all the way up here, it says I'm like completely on the other side, but when I'm all the way back where I should turn, I'm at the fucking gate of the city. Like this makes no fucking sense.
Yeah, I'm absolutely positive that I cheesed a part of that in chapter 5, jumping around on rocks to get up to an area the wrong way.
Yeah.
yeah, it's not great. It feels more like East 8, where it's just like these kind of open areas, but East 8 was more hallways and stuff. It wasn't like these super open areas. Not that this is like open world, but it's more open and unnecessarily so. It's really just a bunch of enemies in it.
It's really bad at showing the elevation difference, but not showing how to access the difference within those elevations. So it's really just like finding a point that you can like basically hook shot to and get up, which is how I got to that cave on the far left side eventually, obviously.
Yeah. So I was glad to have a somewhat different environment. This is the first environment that's not like a fucking underground sewer thing. Outside of the city, I guess.
Yeah.
So Anamona joins your party shortly after you get out of the main city, and I don't like what I played it for. I only played it for like 10 minutes, but I did not like it. How do you guys feel about
I
it?
like
all?
her. I enjoy her.
Oh, good.
Her spinning, I think it's square initially is what it's set as, attack, where she just keeps spinning around and going forward. That is super useful on some of these bigger enemies. Much like the White Cat's kick attack, where she like climbs and does the steps.
Oh yeah.
You do that on a guy that's weak to it, and you're fucking mint. But yeah, you guys didn't seem to care too much about Dal. I liked her fighting style. Her story was, I don't care about that. But I also liked her travel, where she just like glides.
Yeah, I did like that. I like the way that she moved across the ground. Looked like she was like.
And I like her
skating.
weapons because it's just that like Soul Calibur Ivy sword. It's like on her arm.
I do have that written
breaks
as well.
off into the chain. Really
That's like
enjoy that weapon too.
That's the one thing I have like written about her is I really like the way her weapon looks. It reminded me of Eivor's blade from Assassin's Creed, but Soul Calibur Ivy blades is a better reference because they're like kind of curvy, bendy.
Yeah, I still just played as Adol once I unlocked her. I just had no desire to play as any of them.
Yeah, that's the big thing with her is that she's the same like attack element as Adol unless you equip one of those stones to change her. And Adol's
I
just
think
like
I put the
powerhouse.
one that changes her to Piercer or something like that.
Okay.
Oh, so you didn't play with the Hawk at all?
No, I took him out when I got her. So I had the ladies and myself.
I took out White Cat and put her in, I think, and then had her and Hawk. No, you're right. I did the same thing. When I think about it.
No, I tried her, and then I put her on the side bench. Get out of here.
You're gonna sit on the bench this time.
Yeah, I'll probably use her more in the next few chapters because I almost have all of Adol's skills mastered for right now. So I'll probably switch to Doll and master some of hers. just until he's a high enough level. Because the way that you learn skills in this game is you literally just have to be battling specific leveled enemies and be a specific level, and you'll just learn them.
Do you guys happen to recall like what levels you were going into dungeons compared to the recommended, or?
Not really.
I was always 2 or 3 levels higher.
See, I was always like 1 to 2 levels lower.
Yeah, I was pretty under leveled. Well, I know for sure next time we go outside the city, I was definitely like at least 6 levels lower than those giant goblin guys.
Yeah, because I still have not. I've done 1 more of those the floating random battles in the city.
Really? Wow.
Yeah, I've done exactly
I
1.
still do those all the time. Yeah,
I have not.
I walk past them. I just do them because they're like 30 seconds, maybe.
If I've done 6 this whole playthrough, I've done a lot. I go into every dungeon 1 or 2 levels under, and then by the time I'm beating the boss, I'm the level of the
I'm
recommended.
just curious, what level did you end this section at?
Between 47 and 51.
Yeah, I think that's about where I'm at.
Really? I must be. I assume I'm under leveled because my guys, like, every time I go into a dungeon, start leveling really quickly to, like, catch up. But I haven't looked at any of the recommended levels. I think my Adol is only level 49. So
Yeah, that's right.
around
That's the
there.
same range.
That's what I was thinking mine's at. But he might be 50, maybe 52.
Yeah, I think the experience curve works pretty well in getting you leveled up to where you need to be once you get into a dungeon and start killing enemies.
I would
This
say
is really
that
smart.
you can definitely see a difference between your benched party members versus your active members. That was one of those things where I would go back through and use those XP boosts and stuff on the benched members because they would be like 3 or 4 levels lower.
Oh, they're not coming back for me.
Yeah, they're like they get like 80% experience or something. Which,
Yeah, because they still go up. They just don't. Yeah,
But
they
it's
definitely have.
definitely slower.
I think it's at half.
It could be.
Mm.
I remember it going up, and I was like, "What the fuck? I'm not even using that character."
I feel like they're kind of high for it to be half. Maybe it's just the way the experience curve works that they are only getting half, but still staying pretty high because they're only like 6 or 7 levels lower than my main guys.
I could
At
be
most.
misremembering.
But I wish every RPG ever would give 100% experience to everyone, even if they're not in your party. Like,
Yeah.
what are
XP
you
share is
effectively
definitely the way to
doing?
go.
Yeah, just let me use whatever character I want to use whenever I want to use them. Let me have more variety in your game. It makes your game
I'm running
better.
into that problem with Pokemon Black right now.
Really?
I feel that's a different kind of animal, though, because it is a different kind of animal. But
Yeah, it's a
Pokemon,
zebra.
not an animal.
yeah, but I don't think you shouldn't have a fucking XP share when you're not using them, because you can have shit tons of them.
You have 6.
Right.
You can save party members that you have in this game.
Yeah, I don't know.
Oh yeah, the 6.
I feel that's a completely
We're
different
basically
thing,
just-
though.
We're basically
Because
playing
you're doing
Pokemon,
what, like-
Tom. This is basically a Pokemon game. Just
Not
get over it.
Pokemon.
This,
Oh, then
this
I
is
guess I'll
basically a
stop playing right
Pokemon game. I don't think that's true.
No, I don't think this is a Pokemon game.
Oh, you also get access to her Monstrum power now, which is probably the lamest one. It's just like Detective
Oh,
Vision.
I think it's great.
It's Detective Vision, man. We've seen that in 8 million games.
It's a fine utility thing.
It
Sure.
helps when you're trying to 100% the map.
Oh, okay, that's fair. You 100% of the map, you probably loved it then, yeah.
Or follow those shitty footprints that are dumb.
What?
The missions
Oh, yeah.
later where you gotta follow
Yeah.
the footprints.
So you go to the abandoned village and you find these 3 jokesters hanging out, dressed as some of the monstrums.
Dressed in drag.
Renegade.
2 of them are dressed in drag. It's true.
White Cat and is it Doll? I think the other one's dressed as.
That's Hawk, White Cat, and Doll.
Yeah.
There is an episode of One Piece. There's like a time jump in One Piece. It goes from like a 2-year time gap, and when the main character Luffy comes back, he runs across this other group of pirates who is imitating his pirate crew because they've all been gone for 2 years, and this 100% reminded me of that.
Nice.
Of like verbatim, this was the exact same thing that happens in an episode of One Piece. So I was like, I like this. This is cool.
Yeah, they have a weird vibe. I ended up liking them, like, comedically. I think they were kind of funny.
Yeah.
But they're like talking about they're talking about, like, the coupons that they use in town to buy their food. It's such a weird conversation that they're having when you walk in on them. And then they freak out when they see you and they try to trap you with a trap they've installed, but then it turns out the trap is below them and they fall down. Which
But
I
he still
like.
says that's what he was trying to do anyway.
Yeah, he pretends was his plan all along. But you follow them down to the Concealed Path, which is another dank, dark dungeon. Yeah.
With traps.
This time featuring traps. So yeah, the dungeons in this section, we're still going to skip through them pretty quickly. There's not a lot spectacular, but if you guys have anything to say about them, feel free to interrupt.
The music in the Chapter 4 dungeon slaps. I had that written down.
It's not the best, though. I got the best written down.
And then the Chapter 4 dungeon, I thought it was interesting. With the introduction of traps, it made it more compelling than the last ones. I mean, it's basically copy and paste from what we've seen so far, which, I said in the last episode, these dungeons are all kind of the same. There's not a lot to them. But having different elevations and going through and figuring out how this trapdoor works and how you're going to fall and where you're going to come back up and getting the chests and stuff, it made it more interesting in how you're moving around the environment, which was fun.
Yeah, like there's one dungeon in chapter 6, which we'll talk about later, that I thought was really good. But for the most part, they blend together pretty hard. Like I have the names written because otherwise I would not remember what they even were. So every dungeon has 2 bosses. You fight a big golem guy. This is the one I didn't write the name for. I don't know if anybody wrote this thing's name, but it's literally just a big golem.
Nope, I didn't.
And then you also fight the Pompous Spider Queen Regerania.
I like this fight. It was a cool way to use the doll's powers while you're, in the midst of a fight.
Yeah, so basically how it works is you turn on the doll's power and it tells you which foot to attack, which of her... didn't she only have 6 feet for some reason? Or did she have 8? I don't know.
Might have been 8.
Yeah.
I hope it was 8, because she is a spider, very clearly.
Ryan looks like he just had a revelation. Like he didn't use the doll's power to figure out which one was the weak spot to bring the spider.
I didn't at all. I ran foot to foot guessing.
I thought it was the realization that he now knows that you can pick a lock with a wire.
Oh.
No,
Like
you can't.
That's amazing. That's like a freaking Skyward Sword's final boss I beat without using the lightning, which...
So wait,
2 of
did
you don't know
use
what
her
that means,
power-
but it's really fucking hard and stupid.
Did you use her power for the boss in chapter 5?
Which one?
The dragon?
Oh, I didn't. That was telegraphed from the jump.
But you can, and it glows like bright green. But
Oh, yeah. I just assumed because of the way that the gems were placed on the thing that's what it was.
we're not all smart as you, Tyler.
I mean, it was very obvious.
Yeah, I thought this was a pretty cool fight. I think a lot of the
fun.
boss fights are a little cooler going forward. They have some like almost Zelda-ish
I would
elements to
say
them.
the end of chapter 5 boss fight is fucking awesome, and then chapter 6 both boss fights are fucking awesome.
I like both on 5.
I don't remember the one before the dragon.
Giant butt spider.
Oh yeah, that one wasn't bad. Yeah,
Got the big
it
old
wasn't-
booty.
It wasn't bad, but the primordial fight was just so fucking interesting, and it felt lively. Going for the weak spot, breaking. The
I was expecting
gems
more
off
after
of it.
your excitement for it, and I'm like,
Well, I mean, I feel like every other one has just been like, oh, just hack and slash until you break them. Where this was like, no, you have to specifically target this thing, and then just his move set was more varied with, radial attacks and stuff like that. I think it varied it up a lot, especially with that fight.
Yeah, so you beat the spider, emerge in the west wing of the prison. Ta-da, we're back in the prison again. Who would have thought? So you go and you grab a chest, but it's empty, and then you get locked into prison. Like, apparently the prison guards just set this up. I thought it was the 3 idiots that set it up, but then they walk along and they're like, serves you right for being so greedy. Haha, that's so funny. So I guess the prison guards that work here just set up a chest in case somebody happens to sneak in that'll lock you in.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know.
That's what I have in my house. I have a fake chest in case somebody tries to
Mimic.
break in.
I got mimics set up throughout my house,
Yes.
ready to eat you.
Nice.
They look like children.
Yeah. And then the monsters start invading, so the 3 idiots go lock themselves in a cage one of them decides to actually lock the lock because he's very, very stupid. And then you're going to make a trade for the... it's like a statue that they stole, and you're going to trade them their freedom. But then while you're about to do that, the doll just turns into her little doll form and walks in there and grabs it. Which her animation when she's a doll is very adorable. I do like that.
Yeah, she's very cute.
So yeah, you come back to the city. The doll is the first party member that like struts around town in her monstrum form, which I guess is fine. Nobody's gonna recognize it for some reason, even though they recognize everybody else when they're monstrums.
No, she has that poncho thing.
Yeah, right.
She gets that other white
very
cat,
believable disguise.
Yeah. Well, I mean, your fucking disguise isn't exactly the most brilliant either, but...
Oh, yeah, no. At least your hair's a different color.
And a red scarf.
People, like, cannot realize who you are if you have a different hair color. I don't know if you know that.
Well, we don't know.
Even though a bunch of people do know who you are, they're just not saying it.
Everybody in this town has, like, really bad eyesight. We just don't know that.
Yeah, because everyone's got cataracts.
Yeah, exactly. So you play as Adol again for a little bit here. This is the last dungeon before you get to like the cool trap dungeons, or the last part before you get to the cool trap dungeons. It's just running around that weird, fancy lounge area.
I didn't like this. I think is this when you gotta start doing the gopher quest, or is it the next one? Or it's just
no, it's the next one.
Right? It's like I don't want to do this anymore.
Yeah, that's like
the secret sector or something like that.
Yeah, the special sector.
Special sector. Thank you.
Yeah, this time you just go down and meet Marius.
Yeah, the next one where you got to get the VIP pass and that kind of thing.
Yeah, it's a pain in the butt for sure. Yeah. So yeah, you meet Marius for the first time in the chapel, who is it seems like an important character, but even by chapter 6, we haven't learned much about him.
Definitely seems like a rebel of sorts.
That's not where my mind's going.
That's not where
maybe his last name is Lindheim.
He seems like an important Roman figure for sure.
Yeah, I don't think he's Lindheim because Lindheim's a Glean guy. He's a Roman, so I'm wondering if he's like...
well, he says he's a Roman.
Yeah,
well, and when you get to the end of chapter 6, he's like, you probably wouldn't like me if you knew who I actually was.
Right, I think he was actually like I think he's some kind of higher ranking, potentially either military or political figure with the Romans.
That's what I assumed as well.
But he's in jail.
Mm-hmm. Well, there's a lot of people in this prison that shouldn't be in prison. That's
and like
settled science.
What's super weird is this like special sector. It's like, are they in jail? You know?
Well, they're in jail. They just pay.
They're like fucking hanging out in a bar. Like
this is rich people jail.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, like there's like this paid sector of the prison. You can just pay to be there. They also put important political people there and stuff. And like later, you meet this is in chapter 5, but you meet the guy who tried to shank Parks at the beginning or whatever.
Oh yeah.
And he's just like no, this guy's in the special sector, really? It's like everybody in this prison just knows there's a paid part of the prison where special people go and can do whatever they want.
Mm-hmm.
It's bizarre. But yeah, that's the end of chapter 4. All right, so then we move on to chapter 5, the Raging Bull's Treasure. Everybody's favorite character, the bull. Right?
It's not my favorite character.
Yours is your favorite?
No. My favorite to play, probably, but as a character...
Yeah, one thing I hate about games is when they give you a Coliseum and they don't let you do gladiator fights.
Yeah.
This game can fuck off.
Yeah, I thought that whole Coliseum thing was stupid, but Raging Bull, super fun to play. Great.
Really dumb story.
I don't know if that's really dumb, but like very bland.
Well, it's not as dumb as Dolls, but it's not like,
it's
this is fucking sweet.
I mean, I think it's better than Krish's, probably.
Yeah, Krish's is pretty...
But Hawks is still best up to this point. We haven't
until you get
6, obviously.
Until you get the jewels.
Yeah, so... Yeah, I don't know. Like, a lot of the character stories are just not that interesting. Like, I still don't care for Hawk overall as a character, but at least his backstory was interesting. Yufa doesn't really have much of a backstory. Like, she runs a farm, I guess, and she has little siblings.
But she is also fucking adopted, too.
Yeah, everybody's an orphan. Yeah.
Yeah, everybody is adopted. Isn't that fucking weird?
It's going to be a thing that comes up later.
8.
Yeah, it's got to be something that's, like, a reason for that.
Yeah, definitely.
Like, none of these people have their own parents. That's very strange.
Like Final Fantasy 8.
Aprilis is their real mother. That's my prediction. Put it in stone. Aprilis is our mom.
Maybe.
Aprilis is our mommy.
We'll make some predictions about what the hell Aprilis is doing.
She's not Adol's mom. Because Adol has a
everyone
mom.
else's.
Yeah, Adol has. Oh yeah, Adol's not an orphan. That's right. That's so weird.
Yeah.
Whatever.
He's the only
Also,
one.
they
He's
do
also
mention
the only
your
one that
Africa again in this one.
He's also the only one that is in the prison that we know of.
So you think that Adol impregnated Aprillis, and then that's just instant
That's
baby?
right. That's right.
What?
Yes. Yeah, that
I don't
wasn't
know
the only thing that was
I don't see the
At the beginning of
correlation
the
that
game,
just
when
happened.
she shot
here.
him. That wasn't the only thing being shot.
Oh my god. So you meet Yufa's siblings here. They're all adorable. Sure, whatever.
Fuck these kids.
Yeah, whatever. I don't know.
Yeah, just get in the
Fine.
way. Make me have to fight for you.
It's
You won't get out of the
fine.
way of the bull.
It's whatever.
Yeah, they're barely characters. So
This is my issue with Yufa, right? Is like I knew from the second in chapter 4 where she's like, I'm out of breath, I'm overworked. Like, okay, sure. You're probably the Raging Bull. And then when you confront her about it, she's like,
I was too busy.
I never found the time.
Fucking stupid.
fuck
I was
you
too
talking
busy.
about?
I couldn't tell you that I was the fucking bull.
I have talked to you at the bar multiple times. I've ordered you to make me food that I can eat. You know, never once while you're making that pot pie, you could have been like, "Oh, by the way, we're on
I'm
the
a
same
monster.
team."
Yeah.
Ordered you to make me food.
Yeah,
yeah, her excuse is like, oh, I run a farm still, and I'm doing the bar, and I don't have time to also be a monstrum, so I didn't want to tell you and then get caught up in all the monstrum business. But like, at the end of the chapter, she still does, and nothing's different. She has
and
not
then she
changed her life.
ends up running around town with you. Like, now you have the fucking time. Apparently,
Yeah.
Don't you have a fucking farm still?
It makes no fucking sense.
None. It's so stupid.
So this is side quest city again to unlock the next section. Any side quests stand out here?
So the side quest of the other prison mission, which is this is the first trap dungeon.
Yes.
In this is where I skipped a dungeon, as I was extremely pissed off when I round one corner, have to go down a narrow hallway with 2 spinning poles of spiked death, no trap trigger on the floor, and proceed to get immediately one-hit KO'd from a laser trap that I've never seen before, has never shown me. I was so pissed off because they had telegraphed every other type of trap up to that point in some safer fashion, where if you died by the trap, it would feel like I just didn't see the trap. I'm the idiot that fell for the trap. This time, it was the game like, no, we're going to kill you.
Yeah, so at this point, I was painting Tyler like one of my French whores, and I could not stop laughing as Ryan was so
Weird way of putting that.
Ryan was so incredibly pissed off at this point. I just thought it was the most hilarious thing in the world. No, well, it was. We were just in the hangout
Hangout channel. Okay.
and just listening. And I was drawing, sharing my screen, and he just like, God, what the fuck?
So
I skipped it. I just skipped it. And
I
just
wish I could
thought
have been
it
there
was
just for the
so
skip.
hilarious. I was just laughing as I'm trying to color Tyler.
Yeah, I did die here a
Well,
few
I'm
times,
impressed.
specifically to that laser. That's a good joke, Tyler. I want to point that out.
Thank you.
Yeah, that laser trap specifically killed me several times, but I never skipped. I was too stubborn for it. But yeah, I really like these trap dungeons. They're super fun.
Yeah,
I like the rest of them.
I was actually pissed off at one of these because there was a chest, I believe. It might be in this one.
Where the saw blade comes up and kills you?
No, where it's like up on the top, you bring the drawbridge up and you can't like get it, but then you end up coming back through the dungeon backwards later on.
Oh yeah, because you come back as the monstrum Adol.
Yeah, and because I didn't get the chest, I was like, fuck, I missed it, and then I was like, woo, saved. I came back and got it anyways.
Nice.
Well, it doesn't matter because even if you would have got it with prison Adol, what do those fucking have raisins in them most of the time? It's like,
Yeah.
I don't need
Well,
any more goddamn raisins.
Hey, man, I like the 100% the map.
For all you know, it's those fucking rats you're killing. It's just their turds, and you're just eating them.
I don't care.
I don't
Feels
know.
100
100%
HP
that
either way.
map, baby. Give me all the rat turds if it gives me 100% in that map.
So yeah, you find you're not actually like finding somebody in the prison, but you find out like the route of a wagon or something, and then you have to go take out the guards on that wagon, which luckily they happen to break down right outside the city, so you can catch up to them.
I want to stop this real quick because it's really stupid that like the second you do this kind of a mission, they're like, we're gonna put this mission in every single fucking time there's a new chapter.
Yeah.
You need to go and you gotta talk to the black market dealer, give him a bunch of money and some random ass item that makes no fucking sense.
Dried meat.
Yeah, he's like, I need some dried beef, bitch. No, you
Why?
don't. For what? For what?
For his bird.
What?
Fuck that
How about
bird.
I just give you 500 more gold and you can go buy your
Yeah,
own
you can't
goddamn
go-
dry meat?
I will give you another 1,000 gold. You want 1,000? I'll give you 2,000. I'm
But that
stacked on
bird's what
gold.
relays the message to the prison guy.
Here's 10 grand. Just
Yeah, fuck it. Take all my money. I don't
You
But
pay
care.
the money
Shit.
to him, and then you pay the food or weird object to the bird.
But then in
Oh,
chapter 6, he doesn't want a weird object. You have to go get the cigar, but that's for the lady in the
Yeah.
prison.
Yeah, it was
Right.
fucking. It was so dumb.
But the bird's got to take it, so it's got to be something that the owl can carry.
No,
Also,
you
did
bring
you buy the gifts? I believe you can get a trick deck for Parks,
Yes.
which he's pretty into, and then I think there's 2 more things. I don't remember now.
There's a straw hat for Yufa,
They'll get gifts when they deserve them.
and
Is that a
Silhouette gets something as well. I can't remember what it was.
Yeah.
is that a One Piece reference, you think? Straw hat for Yufa? Very
Nah,
close to
bitch
Yuffie.
just works on the farm, man. She needs a straw hat.
Okay, sure. That sounds like a One Piece reference to me, but
I don't think there's a Yufa in One Piece.
isn't the main character Yuffie? Is that his name?
Luffy. with the
Luffy.
L.
Oh, okay.
And he's got spaghetti wiener or whatever.
What?
He's made out of rubber. Fucking respect him. Fucking jerk.
Getty weird.
I've never watched a single show. I tried.
Shut your mouth.
I tried, but it was like 2 months ago, and I was like, I'm gonna watch
like-
the Infinity.
40 episodes of One Piece.
I've watched like a 900 something, but I don't give a fuck. Who cares? I'm a nerd. I don't care.
Anyways, so you rescue Lucian from this wagon, who is...
This is a One Piece podcast now. You stop. We're
Oh,
not done
no.
talking about it.
Well, only one of us has seen more than 40 episodes, so that's not going to go super well.
Yeah, and one of us thinks he's got like a spaghetti wiener. So, I mean, which he very well could, I guess, if he's rubber. So
Who knows? They never show it, so, I mean, who could say?
he really smacks that ass.
How would you
though.
guys know? You've never seen more than 40 episodes.
That's when you get to the hentai stuff.
Yeah, they got to keep the audience somehow.
Ryan's face.
It's because he's all about the anime boobies.
Yeah, that's true.
So yeah, this Lucian guy is second in command of the Knights. You find out he was actually imprisoned by Shadowlard because he was asking Shadowlard why he was falsely imprisoning so many fucking people, like to the point that where everybody in the city just knows that people are being sent to prison for no reason. And then he's like, "Well, fuck you. I'll put you in prison too." So, do you guys have any opinions on this guy? Does he do anything for you? He's
Nice, some blonde bitch. I don't care about him.
Yeah, it's like you rescue all these people and they go to your town, but so far they're really, or your whatever you're in, but so far they're really like non-characters. I don't know if they're important later or something.
I mean, I feel like they help out during the Nox fights for sure
Yeah.
with their
Yeah.
abilities and stuff. Like, but everything else, I don't. Get
It's not like I go there and hit talk and hear what they have to say in between
Yeah,
missions, you know?
Yeah.
skipping cutscenes and side quests. Now,
I mean, I do, so the dialogue pops up for the video, but because I mean, I'm paying attention.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't really notice the allies, what they're doing in the Nox fights. I know they're doing like attack and stuff, but except when they change my SP cost to 0, that's the only one that I notice, and I just spam the shit out of the
there's
highest
a
cost
bunch of
skill.
them.
Yeah, I've seen a lot of
I
them
can't think
happen
of it
once, but then
off
I
the top of my
I-
head, because there is
Yeah.
like a hot bar up on the top right that
Mm-hmm.
shows all their faces and it shows how their skills are constantly going up.
yeah, I just feel like I would be doing just as well in those fights if they weren't there.
Probably.
Could be.
I would actually, I don't know that we would, because I can see those effects of like when spells cost 0. Maybe I'd be doing just fine, but I'd take another 3-4 minutes.
I think it's hard to notice too because there is so much going on during those fights, and
true, yeah.
it's like not telegraphed very well on what exactly they do.
Yeah.
But also, not being telegraphed well is being able to use your boost mode and then having a fucking special ability to use as you use your boost mode, which I didn't find out until fucking chapter 5, which is bullshit.
Well, there's a
And
tutorial for it.
I
the
didn't
second
know
you
until
get it.
you told me.
Yeah, there's a tutorial.
So
for
fucking
it.
helpful.
There was.
So helpful.
I swear.
It definitely told, because I've been using it since
It's
chapter 2.
fine.
The game
It
definitely
probably
told
did.
us.
I never saw it. to be this fucking like 24 hours into this game, just now finding it. It
That's
seriously
hilarious.
does so much. Every fight. Oh.
But I mean,
Now I'm just sitting there like
it didn't
this every
stop
time.
me. Like, you know, like I was still able to do everything without using it.
Yeah, but it's goddamn. It makes it so much more enjoyable. I think the cutscenes that they do, especially when you unlock jewels and you use jewelses, it's all of
Oh,
them.
Ryan only uses Eufas because when she does it and she backs up, her boobs go.
Tom spreading lies.
Anyways, you rescue Lucian. I have this. I didn't write who said it, but somebody calls Dogi a hairy blueberry, which I like.
Yep, I had that written
Chris.
down too. It's the little assassin girl, yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, I thought that was hilarious. I started laughing.
Uh,
What are you talking about, you hairy blueberry?
So I guess she is a good character, right?
And as we all know,
That one line
Dogi's design in this game is much worse than the last game.
That's not true. He looked so stupid in the last game. Look, he doesn't look good in either game. Let's be real, but he looked way worse in the last game.
I think it was cool in the first one.
You know, he does.
Or 8.
Yeah, it was definitely better. I don't know what you're talking about.
He kinda
There
looks
are
like
very
Super
few
Saiyan,
characters in the
He
world
looks
that can
like-
pull off.
He looks like a Dragon Ball GT character.
He looks
He
very
looks like
similar to
Joe.
Android
I swear
16.
to God, he's just Joe from
Who looks
Escape
stupid.
Infinity. He just needs a skateboard.
Yeah, there are very few characters that can pull off the shirtless vest look, and he's not one of them. He looks stupid. Anyways, there's another side question. Yeah, I mean, you guys are entitled to your opinion. That's fine. Your opinions are wrong, but you're entitled to. There's another side quest here where you're rescuing a man off of a mountain. The quest itself is just it's nothing. But
Did you climb the entire mountain?
Yeah,
Yep.
you get an extra sacramental slot up there. That's what
And
I
then this is the best song in the game so far. This is that Blessing Way song as you're running up here.
Oh,
It's
cool.
my favorite song.
And there's an extra site for the
Yeah, on top.
site camp or whatever.
The travel guide.
Travel agency, yes. Thank you.
Yeah, I'm glad the music is sticking out to you guys because it's definitely really, really good music. But for me, it's all like blending together. It's all just like really good.
Oh no! As soon
rock.
as
Oh,
this
I can
song
definitely tell the
kicked in,
difference,
this
yeah.
song was fantastic. Like I cranked it. It's on my Spotify list now.
So maybe that's just because I don't listen to a lot of like rock in my free time. It all just
Oh, this is
sounds
like
similar.
that Blessing Way is like straight any East music from the anime or anything. That's the
I also
synth
have
with the guitar.
like,
is
sound
fantastic.
effects and voices turned down to like 7, and music is at 8 or 10. Yeah, so it sticks out a lot more than anything else to me because it's just like constantly driving the momentum of everything.
I wish you had said you had voices and dialogue and shit turned to 0 and just music. It's just all music.
Well, I mean, he doesn't listen
It could
anyway.
be.
It's like he said.
Yeah, I
you
am
know.
skipping 100% of the fucking dialogue. Unless it's story stuff, if
Yeah.
it's side quest stuff, I do not give a fuck anymore.
You have any opinions on the music, Ryan?
I'm kind of with you, Chris. Like, it's good stuff, but I couldn't pick out a track and tell you a name and be like, yeah, I love that shit.
Yeah, go back into Discord, click on the little video that I put up, and listen to that shit.
Right
And then
now? Is that what
can
you
call
want
it
to do,
that
Tom?
one.
I mean, if you want to right now.
What sacramentals are you guys using? After I got the sacramental slot, I don't know. That's where I have it written.
I don't think
Uh,
I've made a single fucking one.
I made one that gives you more gold, and that's the only one that's useful. The other one I have on is whatever you get off the top of that mountain or whatever. But I don't know. They're all
I
pretty
literally
bad.
put all my stuff into weapons, and then I don't even look at anything else.
I haven't made a sacramental, I don't think.
Yeah.
I have them attached, but
I think every time I go
the
and
ones
look,
that I
it's
picked
like
up,
the ones that Tito can do or whatever. This is just blacked out, and I don't look for the materials. So I say fuck it.
I had one on Jules at one point that added a random ailment, and that one was fucking awesome. Because like you just randomly petrify an enemy or confuse them or something.
Oh, like
poison
your
them.
your accessories you're talking about.
That's an accessory, yeah.
What the
I
fuck
have
are
that
you
one
talking
too. The whatever gloves.
That's not cool. The sacramentals is a separate menu where like
Yeah.
you put on basically permanent team wide buffs, but they all the ones I've gotten
What?
have been pretty lame.
Don't worry, Tyler, because I've not done any except for the ones that you get for you stand still, right? You stand still,
Yeah.
you get life back.
That's
That's
the other
literally
one I'm still
the
using.
one that you get right away. Like I've not made a single one after that.
I gotta go look at that.
Yeah, I made one that gives you
Dude, are
an
you
extra
even playing
20%
this
gold.
game?
I played a lot of this game.
That's good. You should you should read the tutorials. They did tutorialize
Nah,
that.
fuck a tutorial, man. I like hearing it. You guys are my tutorial. It
Just a
has,
little
it
too
has a
late.
better reaction on the podcast when I have no idea what the fuck you're talking about. And I'm learning things for the first time.
Okay, so you do side quests, and then you get the Grimwald Knox to enter the entertainment district.
Let's we get Naughty Nurse too. We didn't talk about the Naughty Nurse.
You can talk
Right?
about
She's
Naughty
in 5.
Nurse.
She's in 5, isn't she?
Oh no, she
Or
must be in
she's
6. No,
Okay.
yeah, because I do have
talk
stuff
about
written about her.
Okay.
Carry
on.
There's a side mission in 5 that's like gathering herbs. I don't remember the specifics, but I do remember I wrote a line down because I thought it was actually pretty funny from Hawk when White Cat responds with some like factoid about a plant, and he responds with, "No one knows her plants like Pussy Willow."
Yep.
Yeah, that was the Man on the Mountain one. Yeah. That's
Okay, that was that one. Yeah, all right. Yeah, that got a giggle out of me.
I like his response to a lot of things. Like, oh, look, we just found this letter. He's like, well, we could just burn the letter and not do it. It's like, yes.
All right, Kratos.
Yeah.
He's got a vibe, and I mean, at least he's consistent.
I fucking love him, especially when you get Jules and then like him and Jules start talking and they start palling around. I like that stuff.
Yeah, he's got some smart ass shit to say that I enjoy for sure.
I have a actually hilarious line that Dogi says for chapter 6, so I can't wait to say that one.
Okay. So yeah, there's the whole scene with the bullfighting in the Coliseum. The bull hears a roar and goes crazy. Yufa jumps in. She's like, "Whoa, surprise on the raging bull!" and saves everybody.
I do love how she's like picks that fucking bowl up and it's like, and chucks it to the fucking side.
Yeah. And somehow nobody else in the Coliseum saw her jump in and turn into a monstrum. Only Adol saw it. Adol and all his friends. I mean, I guess there's like a bull killing somebody in the middle of the stage, so maybe they're watching that or something. I don't know. So yeah, the team goes back to the base and decides that they're going to go find the roar source because they think it's probably dangerous. And they're right. So this is where the... What's that?
I don't know. I don't think it's all that dangerous.
I don't know. It's just a
Well, we
T-Rex.
killed it, so it can't be that
And this
dangerous.
is where we have the conversation about not having a conversation about being Raging Bull.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, yeah.
Nobody cares.
So she finally joins the party. It's cool to have a monstrum ability. I haven't used it too much in combat outside of a little bit with
Fucking
Renegade,
rules.
but you can use it in combat, which is cool.
I love using it with Jules.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, it rules with anybody, really. It's super good. Just having a charge attack is always super helpful.
Yeah, because if you're dodging, like, you may as well be charging it.
Yep.
Yeah, so basically it's just a really strong attack, and you use it to break walls throughout the world. She is probably my favorite character to use.
Super fun.
She's very powerful and fun, and like her disadvantage, if there is one, is that she's kind of slower than the other people, but she's not like noticeably slower. Really, doesn't really.
I would say
affect
her
anything.
targeting ability with her like specials is shitty as well.
Yeah, it sucked when I was fighting the centipede with her, trying to
Yeah.
target those pieces.
That's true.
Yep,
Oh, in chapter 6?
Yeah.
Yeah, that would have been rough. I was using Jules for that.
Yeah.
Well, I was until he fucking
Oh.
died in like one hit.
You didn't have any revives?
Yeah, but I was just switched to him so he could like slowly get acquainted. I don't know.
I gotcha. Go back and forth.
So yeah, super powerful. A lot of like big AOE skills.
Oh, yeah.
Very fun. Oh, also, I didn't mention it, but it was at some point in chapter 4 that I like figured out that in this game, unlike other East games, whenever you level up your skills, they get cheaper. So that's why they're also absurdly expensive. That's like the main thing that leveling them up does. It seems like adds a little bit of damage maybe, but mostly it makes them cheaper, which is amazing.
Ryan, you'll like this. I have an outfit because I pre-ordered the game for Yufa, where she's dressed like a cow, but she's just like in a cow bikini. So, just for you. I was gonna take a screenshot and send it to you.
Yep, you should definitely take a screenshot and put that up.
Yep.
I'm
Take a
not going to go
screenshot.
back. I don't care.
No. Take a
Yeah.
screenshot
Yeah,
of
she's
that
definitely
and put
more
it up,
voluptuous in this.
and then I'll
outfit
put it
than
as
she is
the
in the,
episode 2 thumbnail.
Yeah, make sure you Photoshop Ryan in there, like giving her
with just
It's in the background.
like big cartoon wolf eyes with tongue hanging out.
The full Master Roshi bleeding nose.
Nothing like a cartoon
like,
wolf
actually.
going after the anime cow. You know what I'm saying?
Oh my god.
Kind of want to do that now. Just Ryan's face as Master Roshi's with the bleeding nose.
Oh.
So this is actually where the doctor side quest is. It's just after the Coliseum
Okay.
that you get access to it. Did you want to talk about that, Tom?
She's a thief, dressed like an Arabian slut, right? She's like the belly dancer outfit on. Yeah, like she's a thief, and she like knocks you all
She
out.
got me a
Tyler.
slut for it. Jesus
Well,
Christ.
she looks like a slut.
Oh my
She
god.
just
She literally knocks the entire inn out, like with like I don't know, some potion, right? And she not like makes everybody go to sleep. So
Yeah.
you don't know what she's diddling everybody while they're sleeping. Who knows?
Okay. Yeah, you added a lot of context to that that was not there.
Regular
That's
Cardi
fair.
B of the-
Anyway, underneath the inn, there's like this
Damn,
old.
Tyler.
deep real world cut, I guess.
Underneath the inn, there's this old. She was thought you were because you were there, Adol the adventurer. She thought there was like some treasure or something underneath, and there ended up being like a secret passageway, and that was just like some stupid statue or something, wasn't it?
Mm-hmm.
And then you
Yeah.
gotta save her from a bunch of monsters, and then she joins you.
Yeah,
Typical stuff.
she joins you as your doctor because she's like, oh, you guys can be really useful for me figuring out where cool stuff is to steal or whatever. It's like, okay, I guess we're aiding a thief, whatever. We're the good guys, everybody. Yeah, this is also the doctor. There's like a side quest in mission or chapter 2 or 3.
Yeah,
I think
it's
3.
2.
Well, yeah, whichever chapter it was.
We'll never know now.
We'll never know. Yeah, she was like helping the people out on the farm. She seemed like a very nice person. There was no indicator whatsoever that she was very, very evil until she suddenly knocks you out with this potion. What is with East Games and making the doctors evil? Because I told you guys about that serial murderer doctor that was in East 8.
That's right.
Like, what the fuck?
Probably because everybody has a weird fear of the doctor,
I guess,
and
yeah.
you just
You should
automatically
be a dentist.
You automatically just assume bad shit when you go to the doctor. You know, that's where you go. You have ailments and stuff, and you want them to be good and nice, and so it's different and unique when they're bad. This person's supposed to heal you, but they're actually not a good person.
They're stealing your kidneys,
It's like the doctors that work for the USA gymnastics team.
and they're diddling your.
Oh
Yep.
my god.
I had to watch that.
Anyways, you go to the the
Right.
ramparts on the outskirts of the city, which is
Brain parts.
yeah, the brain farts, the ramparts on the outside of the city. The Groaning Grotto is the name of the dungeon.
Yep.
This is another one that's pretty unspectacular outside of the
I actually like this one.
Bosses.
I think it looks cool. I like
yeah.
the-
Anything stand out like
Oh, Tyler, what did you think about the other viewpoint that nobody's ever gonna fucking find that you give to the travel agency when you're in there?
Which one? The one that's
It's like the crystal waterfall or something like that.
yeah, it was cool. It's
Yeah,
all right.
but
there's a chest.
You
up
had
on the
big
right.
problems with other people never getting to the other place because they had to fly. This place, you have to like run up walls.
Yep.
that's true.
Yeah, it's cool. There's a chest up there as well. So. But I do like how this one integrates like a bit of like a foresty area in the middle of it, right? It's
Yeah.
the same one.
Oh yeah, it had a kind of a cool look. Yeah. I know what you're
it
talking about.
was in the God, what was that big ass monster that was like in the floor? It would pop up out of the ground.
There's
Yeah.
actually 2 of them, I think.
Yeah, that was cool. I like this dungeon. It was cool, and the boss fights are fun. So
Yeah, so the first boss fight is Sectokinam, which is a bug with big cannons coming from its
big
butt.
booty butt.
Big butt.
Big bug
Bug booty
cannons.
butt.
The fight itself, I don't know, was it what was the fight itself? What was interesting about it? Was there anything? Or just the
just-
look?
Yeah,
He's
yeah.
cool looking bug.
It was pretty much just straightforward. There wasn't anything special you had to do.
Punch him in the face a lot.
Yeah,
the
he looked
face in
pretty
particular.
ordinary. So near the end of this area, before you get to the second boss, you get to like an area you had explored as Adol, I think in chapter 4, or maybe it was just earlier in this chapter in a
I think
side
it was
quest.
earlier because you just had gone through it to
Okay.
tell them where the caravan was or whatever, and then you actually end up coming back that way. Because doesn't he leave a rope for you, or is that the next section?
No,
That's the
this is
next section.
Okay.
Yeah. But I think this is the part where
It's
I
the same
found that
thing, yeah.
chest.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, because you just end up going backtracking.
Yeah,
Because you're going
and you
the
go back
opposite
through
way.
the traps that you had set off previously.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's cool to re-explore the environment as like these characters because they're so like nimble, and all the shit that Adol was dealing with is just nothing. None of it matters.
Yep.
It's like whatever. So now we come to the second boss, which is very cool looking and very cool, like, lore-wise. The lore moves forward a little bit here, which is interesting. It's called Avalodrigil. And this is actually a boss that you fight twice in East 8, because he's a primordial, and that's, like, the main enemy type, kind of, in East 8. They're supposed to only be killable with a very specific, like, type of weapon that you don't actually have here, but it doesn't seem like he's actually primordial either, because he turns into a weird shadow thing after you kill him. But yeah, when I first saw him, I was like, this could be really cool, because he's, like, basically the primordials are tied to the world ending, as ordained by the gods, but it doesn't seem like it's a real primordial, so that's probably not what's happening here.
Yeah, isn't Jewel's dad manufacturing these weirdos?
Yeah, with Shadowlord, yeah.
But yeah, I was really excited
Shitler.
for a minute because I really like the end of Issa's story when it dives into that stuff. But yeah, what'd you guys think of the actual fight, like breaking his crystals and all that?
That was badass. This is my favorite fight so far.
Actually, I only had to break one of his crystals.
Yeah,
Why?
it actually took
Must have
me.
did enough damage prior to actually hitting one of them. So that's all I had to do.
Yeah, it took me a little while before I broke the crystals. Like, it was telegraphed, you're right. I don't know. Everything in that game up to that point had been smack it, other than the spider, I guess.
Just hit it a lot. It'll
Just
die
smack it.
eventually.
Yeah, so not too bad, but not the best, in my opinion. I know you say it's best, but you're lying, Tyler. The Centipede was great.
Centipede's fine.
Well, to this point, I would say
To
it's
this
the best.
point,
I mean, Centipede,
sure.
yeah.
Yeah.
None of these fights are from software game fights. They're all still
no.
pretty straightforward, but like this is definitely, there's more thinking, a little bit more thinking to this fight than
Yeah, there's definitely
that shit.
You can definitely tell there's like more area of effect. The enemy was definitely moving around a lot more versatile in his attacks. You didn't exactly know what he was gonna do because he would like swipe you with his tail. He would fly up and shoot the ground, blast with a fire. There's all kinds of different things.
This fight to me felt like fighting any of the dragons in Monster Hunter. And they do that fucking rush move back and forth, back and forth.
Yeah, yeah. I thought Monster Hunter too, especially when it landed. I was like, oh, this is kind of like a Monster Hunter monster.
Mm-hmm.
Monster Hunter's a big compliment, in my opinion. That's good.
Yeah.
So yeah, then the primordial disappears into green smoke, and we kind of know what's going on with them now. But here I had written that maybe it's a manifestation from the Grimwald Nox because they kind of disappear like that as well. Maybe this could still be true that they're using Adol's memories to create the weapons because they've still got alternate Adol locked up. So presumably
shit.
there's a reason for that.
No, that's the real Adol. We're playing as Seaman Adol right now.
What?
The hot batch baby.
What?
Oh, that's right. Yeah, we're playing as Orphan Adol is the way to put that, or whatever the fuck's happening here. We don't actually know that that's what's happening, Ryan. I know you look very confused. We're just saying stupid
Perlis'
shit. It's
love
not
child.
accurate.
He has no parents.
We still don't know
They're all orphans.
why there's two adults.
Next.
So Shadowlord pops up and starts talking cryptic shit about finding the real truth for ourselves. I don't know. I didn't really
run
gain
away.
a lot from this.
You run.
Yeah. He mentions
Let's-
like, yeah, you run, and I ran.
I don't.
So.
It's so annoying. He's like constantly letting you run away. It's like, God.
Yeah, but you did get 20 points again.
Yeah,
Somebody did.
He
I'm
needs to
so
stop.
fucking
Hawk
sick of
did.
his little point
It's
system.
so stupid.
so
I hate
annoying.
it so much. He also brings up that he knows Hawk's identity. Like, he calls him Credo, and everybody's surprised, but I don't know how they're surprised. We saw Hawk untransform right in front of his face.
Well,
Yeah,
he
Hawk
knows
wasn't
like who
surprised.
everybody is, right?
Oh, yeah,
Probably.
yeah. Probably. He definitely knows who Adol is as well, because Adol literally barely looks different as the Monstrum form.
He's got a ponytail and a fancier shirt on.
Yeah. So the Alt Adol sections. This is the part where you're doing the stupid like fetch quest bullshit, and because there's not a proper map here. I ended up running around way more than I wanted to, just looking for who the fuck I was supposed to talk to.
Yep.
Because Marius tells you to go. He specifically says to go to one place, and then the guy you're supposed to talk to is in a different place. He says to go to the salon. That's it. And then he's in the gallery. Stupid.
Yep.
Yeah, this is the worst Adol section.
And then you like talk to him, and then he doesn't say shit, and then you walk away. He's like, "Oh, I think I like you because I didn't say anything to you."
And then you got to go like get him a piece of information or something, right? Something
Yep.
equal to trade for the VIP
Yeah.
pass.
That Marius ends up coming and helping you out with. And...
Yeah, you almost get swindled out of your information.
But don't you? This is the part where you and Marius kind of creep up on Warden Belger, right?
Yeah, you listen
Yes.
on a conversation between
When
Shadow
you go
Lord-
down to the by the mines or whatever.
I have a note here with Warden Belger. His goatee looks like a peanut butter cup.
Very important note.
Really?
Yeah.
Now I'm gonna be
Very
looking
good.
for that.
I'm just, next time you look at his face, you look at that goatee, it's gonna look like a Reese's peanut butter cup.
And then I'm gonna get hungry. Hell
Yeah,
yeah.
I was probably hungry when I wrote that note.
Do not lick your monitor.
Yeah,
Yeah.
It does
Too
not
late.
taste like a peanut butter cup.
And then I'm going to curse Tyler for putting the thought in my brain.
So yeah, this is where you kind of, if you didn't already suspect, you find out for sure that Shadowlord is like staging some kind of rebellion to take over the city for the Gleans who owned it originally, back from the Romans, which I'm kind of like into. Like the Romans they took your city by force with war, and now you all live in poverty. Like, let's fucking take it back. But also, Shadowlord is very clearly an evil bastard that's killing people at the same time. So maybe not the right means.
But he's blue. Blue can't be evil.
Yeah, I was joking on that one, huh?
Yeah, but Sonic's blue.
He's not evil.
Yeah.
Is he?
I think in Ryan's fan fiction, I think he does dirty things.
Oh god, we can't talk about that. Let's
You
read
gonna
it.
Pull out the Sonic fanfic.
That's beyond M. So yeah, that's the end of chapter 5. Move on to chapter 6, the Renegade's Secrets.
So I do have a note right at the beginning of this. They're like kind of doing a debrief with Shadowlord, right? Or about their interaction with Shadowlord with everybody back at the Dandelion. And Dogi has this line. It made me laugh so hard because it was so stupid. He goes, "They're planning something, and it's not a birthday party."
And yeah, I don't think it's a birthday party. Yeah,
That's
I wrote that
right.
as well. It's so good.
It's so fucking dumb.
Stupid.
You mean
I was-
great?
I started crying laughing at that. It was like that was the dumbest line I've ever heard in my life.
I really hope that your wife just like walked by as you're like laughing and crying while playing this.
I don't even know if she was home. I think I was on a work trip. I was playing that by myself.
So yeah, apparently, like, this is the weirdest start to a chapter, in that, like, what you're investigating is literally people have heard stories of a ghost in the Noble District.
It's so stupid.
Like, why are we investigating random ghost stories?
There's a
I mean,
purple fart.
Well, I mean,
going
that's
around.
how all of it is. Like, even in chapter 4 with Artisan Lane, like, oh, some people have been robbing shit and they're pretending to be you. Who the fuck
well,
cares?
they're
Fuck
blaming
them.
the monstrum, so at least you're trying to protect your reputation there. It at least made some sense, I
Yeah,
think.
but who the fuck them? Because by that point, the monstrums already had a bad reputation, right?
That's
so,
true.
What are they trying to save face for? Who cares? They know who they are. It makes no sense.
I think by chapter 4, their reputation was like maybe starting to come on the up and up.
Why are they
Yeah.
still doing everything on the down low? Nobody really knew what
Not
they
in
were
chapter 4, they weren't.
doing. Yeah, they were. Sure, they were.
No, they weren't.
In
They had the
5,
whole
they were in the
cat thing with
Colosseum,
chapter
man.
1.
In chapter 3, fucking Hawk was trying to fight all the hieroglyph knights in the open in front of
Hawk
everybody.
specifically, but they were talking nice about the other monstrums.
Yeah, I mean,
Specifically, White Cat.
a hawk is like literally the whole reason why the monstrums are wanted. He's like, everyone else has really only done right by the city, and I think if Hawk had not been one of the chosen people as a monstrum, which I'm curious why Aprilla chose him, other than he's an orphan.
Berserker.
I guess you need your berserker, yeah. But yeah, if he was not a monstrum, I don't think the monstrums would even be wanted, outside of maybe like political reasons that they're wanted or whatever.
Vigilantism.
True.
Oh, maybe Bon Jovi just wanted him. Dead or alive.
Fucking leave.
Somebody hang Tom up.
He's actually recording. Please don't hang up, Tom. So yeah, So the shop's kind of like moved around at the beginning of this chapter, which I have written down just because it was annoying. Like Tito was upstairs and sitting at a table. The lady that does your shopping, Silhouette, was moved somewhere else. Like at the time that I do shopping is at the beginning of every chapter, so it's annoying that they just moved everybody around.
Yeah, Tito
suddenly.
was like talking to some random ass dude that his dad knew up at a table.
Yeah, you can't have interactions with your fucking dead dad. You need to be down in your fucking anvil giving
Yeah,
you shot
get back
grind.
into the basement where you belong and make my weapons.
That little bastard can go
shit.
down into your workshop and talk to you. You don't need to go up there and talk to him. You live here, you son of a bitch.
We don't want
That's
people
the
to know that we
secret
got
part of
fucking
the
kids
end.
in here. This is a bar. You're gonna get this place closed down. What are you doing?
Yeah, this.
Shantae will smooth everything over.
I do love though whenever you go and talk to his sister and what is it, Amena or whatever.
Anemona.
Anemona is like in her doll form, just hanging out on the table, like chatting it up with his sister all the time.
Yeah, and she's just like, a doll's purpose is to make a child happy, so I am happy.
Yeah, I was like, oh, that's kind of nice and sweet.
Yeah. So this is side mission city again. You guys want to talk about any side missions? Anything stick out?
I skipped all these. There's some poetry one. You got to go find a bunch of pieces of poetry. That one was fucking
Oh,
stupid.
that's the one where you get the blue outfit for doll.
Yeah.
The graffiti one.
Yep, I have that one on.
Yep. Did the mission, didn't even use the outfit.
Yeah, I didn't even realize that's what
I was
that
just
was.
curious to see what it was. I was like, oh, well, this is dumb. Literally, it just turns her light blue.
Yep. I don't even remember any of the others. I just remember the poetry one. So I was like, this is kind of lame.
There's also the second, or the third prison break, but the second one with like a big dungeon full of traps and stuff, which was fun.
Yeah.
But like the framing for this is like somebody gave you a quest that they want you to bring them a cigar in the prison. I don't know why the Bonchums would even think to bother. Like we need to deliver the cigar.
That lady, right? The old lady.
The rebellion.
We're hunting ghosts, might as well at this point. I mean,
We're just
fuck.
doing whatever the fuck. Like, we don't know what our
There's
goal
been
is.
a ghost sighting. Take the cigar to this lady in the prison.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so the only thing that was kind of interesting in there, I thought, was like when you come through as the Monstrum Adol, I guess we'll say, and you grab the key that Adol left behind, the other Adol, he kind of has like a sense of deja vu, like he knew where it was. So the two are still like linked in some
Connected
way.
in a weird way.
Tethered somehow.
Yeah.
Yeah, I did like that as well.
That's what I'm wondering. Like, if we're gonna find clones of the other people running around,
It's almost like their spirits are on an alternate plane of reality, or something. You know.
it's like Silent Hill.
Sure.
Yeah, I wonder if Monstrum Adol, because he is like probably some kind of clone or something, if his memories are like foggy or different or something, because he seems to barely remember his past adventures. Like anytime somebody brings them up, he's like, oh, I think that sounds familiar from something that happened before. And like the fact that he's a silent protagonist, but the fact that he has nothing really to say about fighting this very important dinosaur thing that was very important in the East Eights.
So I think even Dogi
weird.
questioned him a few times when like you had a choice response and he chose something. Dogi was kind of like, eh.
Yeah, he's like, you don't remember that or something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Also, when does Dogi fight in the Coliseum? Did we pass that?
That's at the very start of chapter 6.
Yeah, I think that's another side quest here. Yeah.
Yeah, it's a side quest. 'Cause I have the note written down. Is Dogi just One Punch Man with hair?
Maybe.
Because he just, like, the way they describe it is he one punches his way through every freaking fight in that Coliseum all the way to the end before monsters break through.
Mm-hmm. And then he one punches that monster.
That's true. So real quick, you saved Margot, who is the Gilead resistance leader, was the person that we were trying to save in that last mission. So like the Gilead resistance is what this game seems to be building towards. I think that's probably coming up in the next few chapters. I would assume is some kind of like revolution. I hope the city's just like fucking on fire while you're running around. That would be awesome.
Seems like that's the sneaky shit that Parks is getting up to, right?
Yeah, maybe that's why he seems so suspicious and weird. Maybe he's not going to betray us. He's just helping with the revolution.
Shit, I didn't even put that together, but that would make a lot of sense.
Yeah, I didn't put that together until just now either.
Well, the Margot lady says that she knows Parks. They're like old acquaintances.
I mean, I saw them like being chummy back at the bar, but I don't remember her saying they were good friends.
Yeah, when you're talking to her, when you go to the special sector and you give her the cigar, she talks about how her and Parks go way back and they have history or whatever.
Interesting.
Yeah, she had an interesting line.
Probably.
Maybe, yeah. She had an interesting line when you're like leaving the prison. The guard that lets you out and is gonna. I mean, I don't know why the guard has to let us out anyway. We could have just flown her down like the other people, but whatever.
These guards fucking suck, dude.
They're
They
so
let
bad.
They let whomever
Well,
do whatever.
She is
all the time.
this guard is at least on the side of the Gillian
Yeah.
resistance or whatever, very clearly.
Yeah.
But yeah, she says to him, like, this will be the last of your time, I take it. Spend it with friends and family if you like. Which sounds like this guard is, like, going to be put to death for letting her go or some shit, which is pretty fucking dark if that's what's happening there.
Or he's gonna like light himself on fire and blow up the prison.
Sure.
He has to kill himself
Yeah.
so that he doesn't get found out because he let her
He's got
out.
a cyanide capsule in his tooth.
Mhm.
Bite it off.
Maybe. It's dark shit,
right.
man. But I mean, it's mostly dark shit because we could have just flown her out of there. He didn't have to be involved. He could have just stayed. Whatever. So yeah, then the Dogi fist fighting competition was the other like major side quest that was pretty good. I like that it has some like backstory for Shantae. Seems like someone close to him died in the Colosseum. He was involved with the Colosseum somehow, and someone close to him died. It's all kind of
I did
cryptic
not hear
though.
this quest apparently.
Chris, you'll understand this. I get a lot of Sylvando vibes from
Yep.
Shantae.
Yeah, we said this.
Yeah, we talked about it
last
on
week.
last episode.
Did
Yeah,
we? Did we say that last night? Okay.
we did.
Yep.
I don't remember.
So yeah, now you do a Grimwald Nox to get into the Noble District. Yay!
Ooh, 1%ers.
Everybody's favorite. Yeah, you can do another side quest here that's going to like a masquerade party with the white cats.
Then you get
Eh.
to keep the masks. I think.
Oh, I
Says you
haven't
kept
looked
them.
at those costume menus enough because you.
I didn't
get-
see
you
him
don't
in the
get very
costume
many-
this
menu,
quest and
but it's
just
like, yeah,
skip
you
it
got
all.
him.
You just go into it. You talk to like 3 people and that's it. I just skipped all that shit.
Yeah.
Did not
Backstory
read one
for
word.
those people that weird girl that you helped. And something with Krisha that she wasn't invited to her own party, family
Yeah.
party, whatever.
I thought the quest was kind of funny because a man like spikes another man's drink, and you think like, oh, it's poison, and you push the man out of the way so that he can't
It's like
drink it. or
fucking
whatever.
diarrhea medicine.
Yeah, it's fucking a fucking laxative. He tells you later. I just wanted to cause a big scene. It's stupid.
I must have missed this mission. I don't remember this.
Yeah. It's like, oh, he's gonna go poopy everywhere now.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like this big.
I kind of wanted to see that
event
now. That would have been funny.
That Krisha's family, that whatever that those people are, they were holding it. It's like a ball, and she wasn't invited, and she's all pissed off about it. So this lady asks you for a date, and then Krisha comes along.
Yeah, it's really it is a weird setup at the beginning where she's like, "Oh, I told my family, you know, this is a classic story. I told my family I have a date for this party, but I don't. Will you be my fake date?" And then Krisha's like, "Can I come too? I'll pretend to be Adol's little sister." Yeah, I'm gonna bring my little sister on the date. Everybody, it's gonna look really good for you at this fancy party with your parents and in-laws
Oh, it was uncle. It was just her aunt,
or
and uncle. I
aunt and
think.
uncle. That's it. Yeah.
Yeah. So who really cares about them anyway?
She probably shouldn't. So yeah, that's it for side quests. You find Ingrid. She's like supposed to be investigating the ghost, but she's super scared of ghosts.
He's spooked out, man.
She's like a little
It's
fucking
little
child.
fart. Oh my god.
Which is a weird trait for a chief paranormal investigator.
Yes.
Scared of a ghost. Yeah.
Yeah. She also asks you for the second time. Like, just I guess she's just literally asking everybody who walks by if you've seen Adol. Like, that's her investigation method. Stop
Yeah,
everybody on the
she
street.
knows that somebody knows who he is.
And then she stares directly into his face that does not look any different and doesn't recognize him at all. Because she's the worst investigator ever.
Yeah, she only spent what? How many days interrogating normal Adol?
Yeah.
She doesn't know what he looks
Yeah, it was
like.
like 3 days straight, I think.
Yeah, so then Jules comes. You don't realize that he's the ghost that scares her away to begin with, but he pops up after the ghost scares her away, and he ends up leaving his book behind. So you go to his house to deliver his book. You meet his mom. You
Well, first you open the book because
I was gonna say, did you read
any
it?
normal person, like, obviously, I said we shouldn't, and fucking the dumb bitch opens it anyway.
Oh, I said we should.
I said we should.
I also said we shouldn't, but they were like, "Oh well, we have to figure out who's it is
Yeah.
or where he
So
is,
it's like,
who he is, or whatever."
Doesn't matter
something
what
like
I
that.
say. Fuck you guys.
Yeah. Oh yeah, this is a classic JRPG where none
Yeah,
of the choices
story's
are
gonna
actually
go where it's
choices.
gonna go.
Yeah.
You think you have agency here? No.
So yeah, you bring the book back to it. Well, it's his bucket list, isn't what's in the book.
Nails in the coffin, right? That's what
Yeah, that's what it's called.
Yeah, that's fucked up, dude.
Yeah, it's pretty fucked up. I mean, his whole story's kind of fucked up. He's a kid
Yeah.
who's dying.
Mhm.
So you bring the book back to him, and Yufa, like, after you hand it to him, Yufa's kind of like, I can't stand it anymore. You're the renegade, aren't you? And I hadn't suspected him at all, even though his face looks similar. Like in retrospect, I didn't suspect him at all until Yufa was like, "Oh, you're renegade."
So
Although I
who
should
were
have
you,
just based
who
on the
did you
chapter.
suspect he was? Because I know earlier in Discord you had said you had a suspicion of who he was.
Yeah, I thought it was the guy that keeps getting you information on the prison, because I
Yeah,
think they
I
look
think you
kind of
said that
similar.
last time, and
Yeah, you did.
Right.
Right.
Or Tyler thought it was Shantae.
I did. Yeah.
Yeah, at the start of chapter 6, I was like, oh, it's got to be this kid.
Yeah, because it's
It makes
Renegade's
sense
chapter.
once
I
he
should have
appeared
suspected.
again, like after
Yeah.
appearing
Yeah, the
again after
second he
another
appeared, I
quest.
was
Like,
like,
oh,
okay.
okay, yeah.
His second appearance is like,
But
okay.
up into when he appeared, I had no fucking clue at all. It's like, who is going to be this character?
In all honesty, when you get him into your party, I wanted him to not transform into his other one, so you could like wheel around in the wheelchair, like super cool, like as you're like just
Yep.
traversing the city. Like, I thought that would have been a good thing
Yeah.
to do. But I mean, it makes sense why he does it that way.
Yeah, I wanted to see if they actually managed to do a halfway decent animation of that, and how like they would animate him getting upstairs and stuff. But that's probably why they do it, is so that they didn't have to deal with all
Right.
that. Yeah.
Yep.
But yeah, that was
Or if he just like transformed, like he just spins and turns into the monstrum to go up and then, back to rolling. But I thought it would have been cool. Like, I like games that let you, like the Surge, the original one, like even only it's only the beginning, you start off and your character is in a wheelchair. Like that's the whole thing, is you're trying to figure out and then you can
Also,
walk
Wolfenstein
again.
2.
Yep.
Yeah. So I like that when they kind of throw that in. Also, I didn't read the comment because he automatically put spoilers on the end of the game, like when he was. So I didn't read
Yeah.
that YouTube comment.
Yeah. Like I said, we're not gonna read the whole comment here, but he did mention like he. Sorry, I'm scrolling back up to get the name. Storage Heater. Yeah, he did mention he likes the representation of disabled characters in this game. Specifically, like he walks around as the monstrum, but he's not like the first one who's walking around as the monstrum. It's not like he's the odd one out who has to be the
Yeah.
only guy that walks around as the monstrum. Because
But I like how everybody else is trying to get rid of this curse, but he wants to keep the curse because that's the only thing really keeping him going. And I like that there's like this weird finality in him. Like if you succeed, then maybe he doesn't.
Yeah,
Yeah,
like,
and then
he's
also
done, like, it's
he
gonna
even
be-
says he's like, if you guys are trying to find it, I'm not going to help you do that.
Right.
Yeah,
And then Hawk joins him and is like, yeah, I don't want to trade this power either.
Right.
yeah, which I think is a really strong moment for Hawk. I like that a lot.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I agree. I think it elevated him a lot.
yeah, it's cool to have like you're all joined together in wanting to know what the curse is and how it works, but you have two separate goals of breaking the curse and not breaking the curse. I guess they just want to know like what it is. The other two. But yeah, I love how diverse this cast is, because we finally have the entire cast here. There's an adventurer, a rich kid, a soldier, a literal doll, a barmaid, and a terminally ill young man in a wheelchair. It's very
And
cool.
his power is badass.
But yeah, so before we can leave the city, we do full
I don't
moon.
think Chris agrees with you.
Oh, his power? Oh yeah, it's fine. I don't know. We haven't even gotten there yet though. You get full moon Grimwald #2 here. But right before that, the gang is talking about how somehow they know, I guess because of Hawk, they know that Jules' father was wrongly imprisoned. Which Jules, I think, or Renegade specifically, as Renegade, he had mentioned previously that he was looking for somebody in the prison. But
In his
now we
book,
know who it
I
is.
think, or something.
Yeah.
He had to get somebody, find him, and bring him back to pay for what he did, or something like that. I don't remember what the wordage
Yep.
was.
Bring that
yeah.
deadbeat back and thank him properly or something
Yeah,
like that.
yeah, that sounds right.
Yeah, so that was in the book, but then also it was at the end of like chapter 3 or 4 or something, or not at the end, but when you did the Grimwald Knocks in one of those chapters, Renegade says, "Oh, you've been going to the prison. Have you like seen this prisoner or something like that?" He
Oh,
mentions
okay,
before that
yeah.
he's looking for a prisoner.
Yeah, he asks about the prison at some point. You're right.
So yeah, you do Full Moon Grimwald #2. I like the Full Moon Grimwalds a lot. They are long, and like you get to level up skills a lot. Is what I really like about them. You get to use your skills like crazy, especially when they make them cost 0 SP. That's very fun to just spam the strongest thing you have.
Mm-hmm.
You go out through the other gate here, and yeah, you finally get to use Renegade, which I'll let you guys talk about it. I know he's some of your guys' favorite character.
Yeah, he's the fucking best.
Yeah, big fan of having a ranged attacker.
Yep.
Yeah, like how I think that's
badass.
why though. It's because it's like everybody else is run up close hack and slash, and this is like I actually use the lock on feature now because I mean you kind of have to. I mean you don't have to, but
all of his skills and stuff do like significant damage, and the radius on all of them is so unique and different. Whether you're using your regular attack, your charged attack, or his special abilities, and then whenever you use like his boost mode special. He like creates like these giant fucking balls of energy and like creates
the 4
these
balls.
explosions, and it's so badass, and he just wreaks devastation all over the place.
I used that ball skill to just absolutely demolish the caterpillar creature at the end of this.
Yep,
this chapter.
same. Like and then did you get like the special beam cannon move that he fucking has?
Yeah,
where he
love
it's
it.
amazing.
shoots like a giant beam of energy.
I mean,
I wish that was better. Like I honestly didn't really care much for that one.
Oh, really?
Oh, it's so good because you can control it and
I know.
like, angle it.
I still
so
don't
it was,
really.
It was
just
great.
like,
I loved it.
I like it a lot. I mean, if you can shoot a giant laser in a game, like I'm picking that character. You know, it's good shit. And this is where I have written Shadow Dive is pretty freaking cool. So I do like that skill. I just ignored you earlier.
I got when you go under and you use it and it drains all the way, but you're in between the corridors and it's just you can still do it.
Yeah.
Oh really? I didn't let it drain all the way. I didn't know what happened.
Yeah.
So I'm not as big a fan of his overall playstyle. I like all his skills a lot, but maybe it's just because I'm not locking on enough. His basic attacks feel really wonky. Maybe I just need to be locking on.
Yeah, you have to like
Yeah,
I
if you
have to lock on.
It's like, he's a fucking nightmare if you lock on. He's so good.
It's pretty disappointing that the side of town, like this outside area, looks almost exactly the same as the other outside area. It's very.
Yo, fuck those big goblin guys though.
They're the worst. Yeah, the goblin enemies, the little ones and the big ones, are the worst design of an enemy ever because they put up their shield and they're invincible even when you step to their fucking naked asses. It's very stupid. So you go up to the North Shrine Ruins, which the area we're in is called the Millian Plains. I really like how the music completely cuts out. Like once you get up here, it's very ominous. They have another like little conversation after you push the switch and you're gonna go down into the crypts. They have another conversation about Adol's bizarre involvement in every world-changing events ever, which is very fun, and I think is probably going to be central to the plot at some point. I would hope. It seems like it's leaning that way. So now we enter the dungeon, which is called Emain Matcha, which sounds like something I would order at a Starbucks. So this is the one dungeon that I really, really liked. I like the corridors where they put those level 90 enemies in front of you, and you just need to shadow dive around them and figure out puzzles.
It's just that one area, right? It's just that one hallway.
No,
There's a couple other.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's one other area.
Area that's like a big square, and you gotta light the torches.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah. Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, there's a couple there.
Yeah, you gotta go 1, 2, 3, 4, just run around. Circle.
But yeah, the way that one hallway loops back on itself 2 or 3 different times while you're pushing switches is very cool.
Yeah, and I also like the design. Like, even though we've done a lot of dungeons and stuff, this dungeon, specifically with concrete walls, has a very distinct feel to it. I don't know if it's the music or the enemy design within it, because we're definitely fighting different types of enemies. Like, you have those weird little wisp guys and the zombie guys. But being underneath a cemetery, it definitely had a different vibe than just.
I like when it opens up too, and you get done to it's got all the big giant pillars and there's water.
Yeah, and you get under the city, and the city expands.
Yeah.
It just had a really fucking unique look to it. I thought it was cool.
And I think the traversal is the first time that this dungeon feels different because of the sliding underneath the really low passages. Yeah. It's the first time traversals really made a dungeon feel different, in my opinion.
Oh, and you can use every power in this one. It's not just strict to one. As soon as you get past those first parts of just doing that shadow dive, then there's the one where you can use the grapple, and in that same area use the wings and the shadow dive. Where the other ones is okay, you just got this one. You're only going to use this one in this dungeon.
Yep.
When you get Hawks, all you're doing is gliding.
This definitely made me more excited for what's to come in the next ones. Because if they keep making dungeon designs like this, where you're able to use everything in your arsenal. This game could pick up fucking crazy these last couple chapters.
For sure, yeah. So, yeah, I also like the aesthetic of this dungeon. It like kind of reminded me of Dark Souls a little bit, which is a
Yeah.
huge compliment. I like it's the whole game is kind of gothic, but this is more like Dark Souls gothic, if that makes sense. So the first boss is the Condemned Norns, which is basically just three ghosts in an arena.
Which I thought was cool. You know, fighting three enemies at once and
Yeah.
a different type of boss that we haven't seen before. Where usually it's just like some big ass thing where you're constantly beating the shit out of it. This, you had to be a little bit more agile, constantly watching the other two as they're circling around you. It was fun. I like this boss.
Yeah, it's a fun. I don't know. It's an interesting boss. I guess it didn't feel very different as I was playing it. I was still just hammering on the attack button.
Sure.
But you come across an ancient mural after that boss that's depicting the Grimwald Nox, seemingly. So you come to the conclusion the Grimwald Nox has been going on for a very long time. What do you guys
It
think?
even has the other picture of the. Well, they were the demigods, right? Fighting.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Which is basically who you guys are now.
Yeah.
yeah. So it seems like Aprilis is like either she's like a reincarnation of Grimnir and she made you her demigods, or the mutual acquaintance that they keep talking about between Aprilis and Shadowlord is the god Grimnir, is what I'm putting together.
Could be.
That would make a lot of
Could be.
sense.
So yeah, you eventually run into the second boss, and these dumbasses think it's like a fucking mural or a sculpture or something, just sticking on the side of the tower.
It's an art piece.
Sculpture. I could see a sculpture, but it's very clearly sticking out of the wall. How is it a
Right,
mural?
yeah.
What do you guys think a mural is? And this boss is Renegade.
Yep, that's right. Nailed it.
That's probably not how you
Nailed
say
it.
that.
I
So
like
yeah,
that there's different phases though. You got the running up the steps part, and then once you're up on top, and the different pieces to hit. Like
This
this
was
was a
like
nice. I
some
like this
fucking
boss.
Super Mario Galaxy type of shit right here. That's how
I was
felt.
getting Zelda vibes.
Yeah, Zelda vibes for sure.
Definitely like a Nintendo boss fight. Super fun.
Well, this whole
thought it
game
was
feels
great.
like a Wii game to me. So
Oh really?
I mean, not in like
because you're having fun and going wee.
no.
Oh.
I mean, I am having fun, but not like that.
Yeah, I'm curious what you
Oh,
think.
Like
though.
the design of like a lot of the RPGs that came out on like the Wii or the Wii U. It's very just, it's there. It's kind of bland, but it's like there. I don't know.
Oh yeah, like
Just the whole feel of it. It feels very Wii U. Like, I don't know.
Yeah, well, Wii U, I don't know about that, but yeah, Wii for sure, because the Wii was, like, graphically and in terms of horsepower matched like the PS2, and I think it feels like a PS2 game for sure in terms of like how empty the environments are, and how
Yeah,
kind of
Wii
like
can probably
standard the
agree
combat
with
is.
Again, it makes my PS4 want to take off like a rocket, though. It sounds like it's ready to.
But it's so
just
weird,
lift
right? Because
off.
I'm playing, like, I just downloaded God Eater 3 and starting that up and looking at this. This is a game that just came out, and God Eater is like a year and a half old. I'm like, what the fuck? Where is this weird disconnect? I mean, obviously, God Eater's Bandai Namco, like a much bigger studio.
Yeah, I mean Falcom is not
Yeah.
the huge.
But they've been making these games like over like how Chris even said, like there's no sizzle reel in the beginning
Yeah,
of East.
that
Sucks.
is wild. You're right.
And it's like this is literally an anime. There, I know that there's like animation for this stuff out there. Like, why is there nothing in this
Well, it's
game?
the same thing with like the super stunted animations with every cutscene. You
Yeah.
know, it's just it's not that kind of game.
It's a
You know, it doesn't
low-budget
have that kind of
production.
development behind it.
Like
Yeah.
Falcom is still an independent studio, and they've been around for like 40 years, and they haven't really had like huge breakout hits. The Trail series is maybe the closest thing they've had that's very popular, but yeah, they're remaining independent by keeping these things pretty low budget, very clearly.
I just feel they were just missing that last punch to knock this through.
I do think that if they had extra money and development time and they wanted to make this into like a big AAA title, that this would fucking sell gangbusters because
Oh, yeah.
it has so much there that is so good, but you can tell where they're cutting the corners at, especially with the animations and stuff.
Yeah.
So it just sucks. I would like to see them do something real big budget.
Yeah, just the any time when there's just like people standing there and they're like, "Oh, we're gonna walk this way," and they like in synchronous, they just
Yeah,
they're
yeah.
both turn, and then they're like doing this weird like moonwalk, but very slowly
Yeah.
as they go forward. It's like,
The walking
what the
animations
fuck
are
is
very
going
funny.
on?
Yeah.
Oh, I had learned there. At some point, you see a horse, and the horse is just super fucked. Like, it looks awful.
Really? I don't even remember that.
It's got to be during the caravan thing because it's being pulled by a horse, and I wrote it down. I'm like, what the hell is going on with this horse design? Like, it is the stupidest thing. Like, it almost looks like the bull, but it's a horse, and it's like super wide, and it's like.
Well, maybe it's not supposed to be a horse.
Oh, it's a horse. It's definitely a horse.
Well, maybe it's not.
It's a fucking ugly ass
Whatever.
horse.
I mean, that bull didn't look like a typical ass bull. It was different.
At least you knew it was a bull. This is hard to decipher. Anyway, walking animation on that is worse than the people. So
that's ridiculous because the walking animation on the people looks very goofy. It looks like somebody crapped their pants.
you say that about a lot of
I
games.
say that about a lot of games. Yeah, a lot of games have bad animations, guys. Bad
I
walking
like playing
animations.
this guy because
walking
when he's
animations.
running, it looks like he's crapped his
It's
pants.
almost like animating is fucking hard. It's crazy.
Yeah, it's just because I crap my pants so often. I see it all the time. But yeah, I really like the centipede fight, the running away. Like, I was really enjoying running away from the poison, and like the lightning gates pop up and his barriers go down. You have to break all his pieces, but then like you get to the top of the tower, and that part's just as cool, just breaking his pieces while he's running around you. And you basically have to use jewels for the most part, because he moves pretty quickly around you, and you have to hit every single section. So targeting those is pretty hard.
Oh,
If
I
you're
like
not
Adol's Reaper attack is really good for this too because it's
Oh.
a big sweeping one.
Yeah.
I use that one a lot.
Oh,
I love
yeah,
that
yeah.
move.
My favorite part about this fight is, well, I guess I have two parts that I like a lot. Is when you're running up the staircase and he's like dropping those like little balls that have like the little bits of poison or whatever that you have to dodge.
And there's the
avoid
lightning ring
while the
and the
lightning's
balls.
coming.
Yep.
And like so you're like constantly rolling and jumping all over all these different obstacles, and then when you get to the top and he like circles, it like kind of closes in on you, and then you have to ghost dive underneath it and then come back up. It's like, finally we're able to use this shit like in a fight. And you know, it was like the first time that like it was
I didn't
super
ghost dive.
unique fucking boss fight. Say what?
I didn't use the ghost dive. I didn't even think of it.
No.
Yeah, this is the first fight that really actually felt like it took more brain power than just attack.
Yep.
I mean, the spider did too, but you chose not to use that as skill or whatever.
You
But
chose
And
not to
was
use
it-
your brain.
Yeah, and I was able to take it out no problem by just attacking. Where like I feel like I would have
that's
died a few times if I didn't think about how to do this fight.
yeah, I mean, literally, I mean, you can't damage it unless you're hitting the little like things on its back. So you do have to use brain here. So you
Somehow I
emerge-
still beat it.
That's right.
So you emerged. I like the dialogue here. White Cat says, "I feel like we've been here before," and Hawk says, "What gave it away? We only end up in the fucking prison every time." He didn't say fucking, but he would have if it was not a game for teen or whatever this is rated.
For teens or whatever. This wasn't a baby game. He would
Yeah,
have
this
said.
wasn't a fucking
Yeah.
baby game. For
This
fucking
wasn't
babies.
Bug Snacks.
Don't talk shit about Bug Snacks. This is never gonna end.
He will fucking kill you if you talk shit.
He's
about
already
him.
got 100 of those plushies on order.
Yeah,
Yeah,
my
I'm gonna
bed
straw
just
these
off screen
plushies.
here is just full of plushies. It's actually made out of plushies from Bug Snacks.
He just sleeps on a giant strawbee.
Inside, it just like
Yeah,
where the
he's-
stem
he's
is,
in
it just
his mouth.
slides in. And just like,
Oh, Jesus. That sounds terrible. I'm so claustrophobic.
we are
um,
one now.
So you
This
find
is the bug snack.
you find a lab. I am a Bug Snack.
Just like the end of the game.
Sorry.
So you find a lab here, and you're like, oh, someone's doing experiments, and
I wonder who that could be.
immediately the guy comes out and is like, I ought to report all of you. Like, you walk out to a bunch of people with these big ass weapons, and you're like, I ought to report you bastards. And yeah, it's revealed immediately that he is Jules' father, because Jules starts losing it and transforms back into his normal
I
form.
like this part how he just transforms like it's not under his control and he just fucking falls to the ground
Yeah.
because he can't stand obviously. But I like that very vulnerable like part of him.
It's a nice reminder of like, oh yeah, Jules is actually like super fucked up when he's not in his monster form, you know. It's like you kind of forget because you go like a long time with him in your party after you get him, because like you get him pretty quickly in the middle of or at the start of chapter 6. It feels like everybody else, it takes a bit
Yeah,
of
it takes a
time into the
while. Like you don't
chapter,
get him till the end. Yeah.
but you
Yep.
get him pretty quickly, and then like you have a long stint. At least it felt like it, going through the dungeon and stuff.
Yeah.
That dungeon seemed to drag on a little bit.
It just seemed bigger, you know. Like we
Yeah.
said, it had more verticality.
Yeah.
Just different movement styles going through it. It was just a different beast.
That was
And
like
then
the first time I
through
got turned around.
and then getting through the field itself, you know, you kind of have to go through the entire thing and then backtrack up around and then come through.
Yeah.
Just a different play style. It's fun. So,
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I guess I didn't feel like the dungeon was dragging because it was the first one that I thought was fun, other than like the add-all dungeon.
yeah, I didn't feel like it was dragging. Just it definitely
Maybe
just-
dragging's the wrong word, but it definitely like that one felt the longest as I
Yeah.
was going through it.
Yeah. Yep.
Like hands down.
So yeah, Jules' father is doing some kind of experiments here. He never confirms it himself, but everybody's just like assumes he's the one that created the primordial and the centipede, and he doesn't deny it. So presumably that's what's going on. Him and Jules Jules says he's gonna like drag him back, but he magically teleports away or something. He's using some
Yeah.
kind
How
of
the
magic.
fuck does this guy got to teleport?
Yeah, he just fucking
himself?
Doctor Strange's it out of the way.
Yeah.
It's so weird.
Just opens up a circle portal underneath him and just.
But yeah, there's like this is a pretty good moment like for Jules' character development. Like Jules and Credo are the only two that get like legitimate character development in their stories where they actually seem interesting.
So far.
Yeah, so
unless
far.
something crazy happens.
Who knows if anything happens for the other characters? The other characters
Yeah, we
just
still
seem like
got
they
like
don't have
60
much
hours of
backstory.
gameplay probably for these last 3.
I don't think that's true. I do think the last section's going to be longer, but I don't think it's going to be that much longer.
As long as it goes faster than chapter 4.
How long are we at right now, roughly?
I'm at 21 hours.
Yeah, I think I'm at 24. That's because
Okay.
I'm trying to 100% every area.
How long to beat has a completionist run at 56.5 and a regular main story at 26.5?
Yeah, so I'll probably hit 35.
Yeah.
I'm assuming.
So it's not an 80-hour JRPG.
No.
I'm not too worried about these last. They might blow up a little bit, but I'm not too worried about them ballooning into being half the game.
It just feels like the first 3 chapters were really quick compared to the last 3.
Yeah,
that
I
we
did the first 3 in
Yeah.
6 hours, and then these last 3.
Yeah, chapter 6
I mean,
alone, I
probably
had 3
twice as long,
3.5 hours.
I think.
Yeah, that sounds about right, actually.
Yeah.
I think it was 3
my
hours,
times-
20 minutes for 6, I think is what I uploaded.
My times were closer than your guys', I guess. I think that first section took me like 10 hours, and then this section took me like 11 or 12. But yeah, like East 8, there's like one chapter that's 12 hours long, so who knows? That could happen here
damn
too. So now we go back to the other Adol making his escape. Well, Marius is making his escape. You go talk to Marius. He's not sleeping for once. He's like, I'm going to escape through the mines. And
I like how he's like, I don't want to drag you into this. And you're fucking like, what the fuck else am I gonna do?
Yeah.
Yeah, made me get a fucking VIP pass for you. What are you
I'm
talking
dragged
about?
into this,
Now I'm
man.
out, man.
Yeah, so he leaves, and then like it takes Adol like 30 seconds or something to decide he's also going to follow him. He could have just
I
went
like
with
how
him
this
or
is the
whatever.
point where he's like, no, I'm gonna fucking get out of here too.
Yeah.
I've had enough of this place.
So yeah, you go down into the mines now, and apparently Marius picked his way through the lock, and then Adol also picked his way through the lock. Is picking locks really easy, Ryan? Because it seems like
It depends.
The way
it
these
depends,
looks look, these probably look like they would be pretty easy. Like it's like one of those big stupid ones with the keyholes like the size of a fucking
Then how do you do
goddamn
it, Tom?
carrot. Well, easily you just grab a wire and you just fucking stick it in there.
Something about tension and a wrench and some...
No. You don't need a tension. You don't need a tension wrench. You just need a wire.
No,
You still
nobody
need
needs
a tension wrench.
No.
Clearly, you do not because you
Listen
did it
to the
with a wire.
professionals, Ryan. You don't need a tension wrench.
I put a new lock on my front door last weekend, so I know what I'm doing.
And all
Right.
he used was some fucking wire. He did nothing.
And there it is.
So what's kind of weird is Xavier Yeah, he pops up here, but if you have been doing the side quests to do the prison breaks, I think this is the first time he would pop up, and it would just be like, who the fuck is this little bastard? Why does he know me?
Oh my god.
No, I think he would have popped up.
I think the initial time you find him is
Yeah, you find him in
have
the
to find
barrel.
him.
Okay.
I think.
Okay.
Yeah, I think that's actually like a real mission that you have to do.
Yeah.
Because you need
Okay.
to get a map for Parks, I believe, and that's when you find him in the barrel.
Yeah.
In,
Because
like,
he helps
chapter
you
3.
find it.
Yeah.
That sounds right.
Okay. But
But
even
if
even
not,
then you would
only,
have.
then you'd only see him twice.
Yeah,
I mean,
you only
otherwise
save
he's
that time
completely
now.
useless anyway so far. So
Yeah, no, it's just weird that he never joins you for like any of your missions that are at the end of the chapters, except for that one where you find him. But then he's always
well,
with
it's like,
you in the optional
it always
ones.
says like when you do the prison Adol stuff, it's like, oh, Xavier has joined you, Marius has joined you. I'm like, they don't fucking do anything.
Yeah.
Why do I care that they joined me?
We're just holding hands.
Yeah, like and then you
Skipping
go, like,
around
you're-
the jail.
I was hoping when you got Marius, I was like, oh, maybe I got something in my pocket or something I can use now.
I got a
nope, still
Marius
just got
in
some
my
fucking
pocket.
There's some raid up in here. Great.
So
They suck.
this is another pretty fun dungeon. It's full of traps and stuff. I like it a lot. You find Marius like hanging off of a ledge at the end. Well, first of all, we already talked about it earlier, but you run into a room full of sentries, and Xavier is like, I'll distract a bunch of them, and then he just runs off, and a bunch of them follow him. That's his
Yeah,
whole
I think
contribution to this game.
Two are left that you got to kill
Yeah.
with the traps.
And nearly kill yourself.
I didn't
Yeah,
even kill them. I
seriously.
just ran past them.
I thought you had to kill them to open it. Well,
No.
maybe you didn't.
Probably didn't, but I saw the opportunity and I was like, look it.
What I don't like is when you get to the end where Marius is holding on, there's a treasure chest like up on the right.
Yeah.
But then after you you kill them or whatever, and you start getting closer, you can't get up to the treasure chest, and it immediately just goes to the cutscene where you're fucking out of the goddamn place.
Yeah, it looked like you maybe had to go around there, so I wonder if it immediately picks up there with Adol's next section. You can grab it then,
Yeah.
but it's still annoying to
Or the
show it to you
monstroms
there.
come back, like how Tyler had the same thing where you
Yep,
couldn't
yep.
get the chest, but then when you come back as the monstrum part, you can actually do it. Because you do, I think you are headed towards where the mines are for this next chapter.
Yeah, I think the monstrum bet is more likely.
Yeah. So you fight these stupid bats, and this is the point where I hadn't really thought about this, but Adol is very lucky. This Adol is very lucky that he doesn't run into any of the badass monsters that are all over the fucking prison when you're the other Adol.
Yep.
Because all these monsters are just absurdly weak, and he would die
Yeah,
instantly.
all
to any
you
good
have
ones.
is like a rusty blade.
Yeah,
still.
rusty sword.
Yeah, so you kill those, and then you have a little conversation here with Marius, whatever. Mario.
Mario.
Yeah.
It's me,
He doesn't have a mustache.
Marius.
It's Super Mario before you got the mustache.
Where he agrees to let you come with him, and he says that Shadowlord intends to use him as a tool to get revenge on Rom, or that's what he thinks. That's why he thinks he's in prison, because I guess his memories are coming back or something. And this is where he also says that I wonder if you would actually like me if you knew who I was or whatever, if you knew
Yeah.
the real me.
Or I wonder if we would be friends if you knew the real me or something weird
Yeah.
like that.
Yeah. So I wonder. This is actually just now. I have written on here, is he like a prince of Rom or something? But now I'm wondering if he is like Adol, where they separated him into two people, and he's still doing his role as like a government official or whatever. That's why people don't realize he's missing and is also in this prison.
So I think we talked about this last one, but like you're gonna come head to head, and it's gonna be Prison Adol in a team, and then the Monstrum. You're gonna be fight. You gotta fight. Make a decision. You think that's any possibility of happening?
No.
I mean, I don't think so at this point, probably because they're still leaving Prison Adol as this little weakling, and he hasn't really built a team. He just has Marius.
He doesn't need to build a team. He's fucking Adol the adventurer.
So
I
is
definitely
the
think
other
you're going to
Adol.
be converging.
This Adol has gone through 8 other games. The other one is a hot baked baby that came out of Aprilis.
Hot big bubby.
Yeah, hot baked
Big
bubby.
Bubby.
Yeah.
There's definitely going to be some convergence of some kind.
Oh yeah, they're gonna meet.
Oh, yeah.
But I
Hopefully
don't think it's gonna culminate.
Then the
in a
world's
fight.
gonna
Hopefully within
explode.
Chapter 7. It seems like it's going to happen in Chapter 7, and that's going to coalesce with the rest of the story of what Chapter 8 and 9 is going to be.
Yeah, because this is the first chapter to end without Adol going back to his cell. Like, thank God, finally the story is going somewhere. So yeah, that's the end of Chapter 6. You get a brief scene before the Chapter 7 flashes. That's basically the Monstrum's talking about they're going to go to the ruins from the 100 Years' War to search for another entrance to the prison that they have not checked out yet.
Which is outside of the city.
Yeah. It's behind
Yup.
another gate, they pointed out, so side quest time.
Surprise, surprise.
So, you guys have any more overall thoughts to share that we didn't talk about at the beginning? Any predictions? Tyler, we'll start with you.
Okay, so predictions are all the people are in the prison, and that is like your spectral form outside of your body somehow, and you're gonna get back to your regular bodies and then fuck whoever did this to you up. Yeah, that's it. And then I plan, or I hope that the rest of the game is good, and that Chapter 9 doesn't drag forever.
Ryan, any predictions?
I don't know about the whole everyone having a spectral form thing. My biggest prediction is that, and I don't even know like how. It seems like a pretty obvious prediction, but Shadowlord is creating these monsters, whether primordial or any sort, as a monster army to fight Rome, the Ramen.
Ooh, that's
you know,
good.
that's what I think is happening. Like he wants to take his home back, but he knows he doesn't have the actual manpower to do it. But these monsters, if he can control them, will allow him to return his people's lands back to his people.
I think that's a good prediction and could have really interesting. I mean, if it succeeds, could have really interesting ramifications. Ramifications for later entries in the series, because like I think I mentioned the last time, but the East series tends to overall move very, very slow. It takes Adol like 6 games to get where he's going at the beginning of the first game. So that's something that they could like move forward, because throughout all of these games, Rom has been involved and usually is taking over a nation in each game. Tom, you have any predictions?
I think Adol's more involved and is like they needed him to come because it like haven't the other monstrums existed for quite a while before he shows up.
Seems that way.
So I think he's more of a catalyst for both sides to use as an end game. That's why there's 2 of them.
How closely do the games usually tie together? I mean, do they
Not-
have a
It
direct
depends on the
correlation?
number. I mean, it's him still going, but like as they tie together, I think it's
And the
a
reason I
little
bring
more
that up
loose.
is because with Shadowlord like working on making these monsters, so we think. I wonder if because Chris, you mentioned that you fight that one dragon thing a couple of times in East 8, if they're trying to somehow bring the primordials back to create some kind of world-ending event.
Right, and that's what I think they're using Adolf for.
Yeah,
Like,
and
I don't
because-
think Shadowlord wants to just take back. I think
you
he
saying
wants
that
to
is what
fucking
made
burn
me,
the
what
world.
made me think of that is like those 2 things is like that world event like coming back.
Mhm.
Yeah, the East series, like the way the entries are connected is weird. I don't have the whole timeline pulled up in front of me right now. I looked at it before though, and like at some point, kind of like an Avengers Endgame thing almost, they kind of brought all the threads together and ended a lot of things, and they've kind of like restarted. I think East 8 and this game, and then maybe one other, are the only ones that have like been part of this new thread of storylines. Maybe East 7. That sounds right.
Yeah, I think 7, 8, and 9 are more closely bound than any of the other games. Like
Yeah.
all the other ones are like, yeah, you just did this shit and then hop on a boat, shipwreck, start again, which is why they make fun of it so much.
Yeah, they reference each other a lot. We've seen that a lot throughout this game. But in terms of direct correlations, it's usually like towards the very end of the game, and they're loose threads that if you're a fan of the series and you played a lot of the entries, you'll like see some rewarding conclusions to those loose threads that were left. But I don't know. That's about it. I don't think it's necessary to know those stories or anything.
Yeah.
Yeah, I kind of said my predictions throughout this, but I think either Aprilis is like a reincarnation of Grimnir, or that acquaintance between her and Shadowlord is Grimnir. And I definitely think Marius is like a specter or whatever of some other, some Roman official. But that's about all I have for predictions. Yeah, I really like this chunk overall. Chapter 4 was really slow. The beginning of Chapter 5 was kind of slow. but I really like having the whole team together. I think it adds a lot of diversity. You can realistically change out party members at any point, even though the other party members are leveling up a little slower. They're not so weak that they're useless as long as you're giving them weapons and armor. Yeah, and I'm looking forward to chapters 7 through 9, especially if they keep up the like good dungeon design and good boss design of chapter 6.
Yeah, 6 definitely was the strongest chapter so far.
Yeah, 100%.
I'm curious if there's any end game content to it, as far as like if you can go back into the city or if it's just kind of like done.
I think this is kind of one of those games where it's just done.
You think it's not going to revert before the last mission decision and let you keep roaming around?
I don't know. It's probably going to be one of those things where you get to it and it's going to pop up one of those stupid screens like, okay, you do this, it's the end of the game, so now's your chance to do something.
Yeah,
well, they did that in chapter 6, right, with Jules, where it's like if you go
like,
here, it's going to.
We recommend you go and like upgrade all your shit and before you go through here, because once you go through here, it's in a whole other part.
And I didn't.
I didn't. I just went on. I didn't care.
Yeah, I think they'll probably let you like load your save that's before or whatever. Like you'll be able to make a game completed save and it'll load you right before that final area or whatever. I believe that's what East 8 does, because East 8 you literally escape an island and you're not gonna fucking go back to it, so it loads you before that point. And there is one post game like area that's only available in post game in East 8, but I think that's because the US release of East 8, or at least the PS4 version, is like an enhanced version that they added stuff to. So I don't see there being a lot of like post game here.
Gotcha.
But yeah, that's chapters 4 through 6. Next time in 2 weeks. So what was that? The 25th of March. So by the 25th of March, play through to the end of the game and write in any thoughts, questions, comments, and we'll be happy to share them on the show.
Even if you aren't playing the game, if you're curious about, our thoughts on a specific thing in the game, write in. Let us know.
If you want to know why Ryan
loves anime boobies so
we
much?
both went to the same joke. I don't even know where this joke came from. Did you ever like do something that made this?
This is how, when he started sharing his screen in the Hangout, this is where it came from.
This is the sweet Discord deep cuts that you only know about if you come to the Hangout channel in our Discord.
Yep, definitely join our Discord. We have a lot of fun there. It's been a lot more active lately. We've had a lot of chats going. It's a lot of fun. You can agree with me that the design in East 8 is worse for Dogi.
Or we can all rally against him and tell him that he's a fucking liar. And
don't rally against him. I'm with him.
Well, we're split.
It's a fucking split decision. So you need some board, and you can sway this decision.
Yes.
Yeah, we need some community
and
members.
Whoever loses gets voted off the island.
Oh no!
Join Team T.
Now I'm on their side.
Yeah, anyways, we'll be back in 2 weeks with that. Meanwhile, we do a lot of streaming. Anybody want to plug any of our regular content?
Wasted in Wasteland on Saturday. Tom and I are going to drink again and play Wasteland again.
And have a ball.
Yeah, you sound fucking excited about it. Jesus.
And nobody's going to show up. And who fucking cares? Okay.
I do. I'm going to have fun anyway, man. This is like, I look forward to that all week.
It's the best time of the week.
It's very good.
Cares.
Or you can watch Ryan play like old Pokemon games.
Yeah, Ryan's been playing Pokemon. That's been great.
Yeah, going through. I'm going to try to play one of every generation of Pokemon for the 25th anniversary this year. We're still in Pokemon Yellow. I'm playing that Tuesday nights and Saturday midday if I have the time. Is the big plan.
Sweet. Yeah, that's a lot of fun too. Come meet Enchilada the Butterfree.
Yes.
So yeah, until next time. Thanks everybody. Bye.
Bye.